Alrighty. Uh, welcome everyone to Tales from the Forgotten Troop. I am faceless today because I'm having technical difficulties, but hopefully that won't detract from everything else. I'm sad. If you are enjoying what we're doing and are looking for ways to support the show, there are numerous ways to do so. We have a bunch of affiliate links on our Beacons page, including Hero Forge, Zenny Optical, Humble Bundle, Epic Water Filters, and more. It's a grab bag of affiliate links. Super magical. We also have a coffee page where you can make one-time donations to show us some love or become a monthly member to get access to some exclusive bonus content. You can also follow us on all the social medias or join the Discord for updates and notifications about the show. And you should totally follow us on Twitch because we're so close to 100 followers and we're just generally awesome, and you can come be awesome with us. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, we do have weekly streams on Sundays. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can get notified when new videos are posted each week. And super exciting, something that just went live yesterday, is that we now have merch on our Redbubble store. So you can get all of the cool things.
I think Maria should do her bit about it.
Which one?
The one that you did on Twitter.
Wear us on your face. wear Charlie on your head.
And wear us on your feet.
Yeah, you can get us on your feet now. To see our feet, you have to subscribe to our OnlyFans, though.
God.
That's gonna be their feet.
I don't think you want to see my feet.
I am honestly.
And then Twitch is gonna take us down.
And now we've been shut down.
Is that thing?
It was bound to
That's all,
happen.
folks.
Yep. That has happened.
Oh,
It's been a
Lord.
good run. We didn't even make it a year.
Just
6
over
months.
6 months. Yeah.
So let's go around and have everyone introduce themselves. And the question that I would like all of you to answer: what is your character's favorite holiday?
Ooh.
Oh, that's hard.
I already got it.
Then take us away, Jenna.
All right. So I just picked the first holiday that popped in my head when you said that. So, but it makes sense, right?
Very Roxy.
Yeah. So Roxy likes the 4th of July best because she really enjoys big explosions.
And who are you and who is your character?
Oh, I'm Jenna and I play Roxy, aka Calamity.
Excellent.
I'll
I'll start
go.
calling on people.
I'll go. I'm Maria. I play Elena, aka Easy Living, and Elena's favorite holiday is Christmas because she likes to spend time with. Banks are closed on Christmas, so Jim is guaranteed to be home that day. She likes to spend time with her new parents.
Aww.
Sweet.
And also,
That's so sweet.
Natalie's usually busy doting on literally everybody that's working there at the house that day, so she gets to avoid her mostly. She buys the staff elaborate presents that are ridiculous. She's like, ah, yes, it's my day to hide.
I love this.
I don't
You
have
can't
to be
spoil
social
your staff.
at all.
Mm-mm.
What's the point of being rich if you can't spoil your staff?
You should, really.
The list in my head of people who would gladly not spoil their staff is immense.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go. I'm Tess. I'm playing Sylvia, or a Valkyrie, in her superhero persona, and I think she would probably be Ostara would be her favorite holiday, or which is commonly around Easter or the spring equinox. So specifically just because it's spring, I feel like that's when she's going the most like or the most in her power and the most like full of trickery. It's also like just generally a holiday associated with like fertility and beauty and just stuff that Sylvia kind of embraces as a whole. She is
fake
a vain
culture, yo.
Yeah, she's a vain little creature. It's fine.
It's
Well, that's
valid.
nice.
It's fair. She's hot.
It's the only reason she really wants to fight Icy Hot is because she looked better than her at the
I'm
final
not
battle.
sure that that's entirely true. I think it
That's
depends
pretty
on what your type
subjective.
is, right?
That is true.
Roxy's much more like the sultry brunette is hotter than that woman, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I mean, step one, steal her dress. That's the source of her powers, clearly. So,
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that crown. Did she have a crown? It had to be like an icicle crown.
oh my god.
It's also mine. It's fine.
I'll go next because I think I know Joe's. I am Mr. Crow, alternatively Crow. I will be playing Joe Hitathli, aka Watchdog. And I think Joe's favorite holiday is actually New Year's. I think it serves as a good excuse for him to get like every family member that he has access to in a room together, along with all of his friends and anybody else they'd like to invite. And of course, you know, night's capped off with kissing someone you love, which he will take every excuse to do that with Henry.
Oh
Aw.
my god.
You guys are too
Get
cute.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm Brianna. I play Cynthia Evans, otherwise known as Echo. And I think Echo's favorite holiday is going to be Halloween because
Mm.
That makes sense.
everyone gets costumed up and it's easy to be someone else for a little while.
That tracks.
Well, that's not.
Bree's favorite holiday is
heartbreaking in the
also
lightest.
Halloween, isn't it?
Oh, God.
My favorite holiday is Halloween because I like dressing up as a slutty witch and eating candy.
That's
Same.
fair.
I was
Yeah.
a slutty vampire.
I
though.
also love Halloween because I like to dress up and also eat candy.
My favorite is Christmas because I am a hyper generous giver.
Fair.
I've turned Christmas into a competition.
Yeah, me too. I make
Oh.
everybody gamble for their gifts now.
Oh, okay.
It keeps them from fighting each other. So
St. Nicholas Roulette? What?
we play
Well-
bunko. So everybody puts like random little gifts in the middle and then we
in
roll the
pot.
dice.
That's clever.
My grandma is so fucking like savage. She will take from like the small children. She has no
She's
fucking
so-
shame. She's like 90, like, haha, that's my gift, 5-year-old. And I'm like,
Well, she doesn't
all right,
have
grandma.
much time left.
Oh my god.
That's true.
Let her indulge and be mean.
This is how we get the
Okay.
Wicked Witch of the West. All I'm saying.
Well, previously on Jukebox Justice, the team had some emotional conversations, a team meeting, and put a big emphasis on teamwork, which didn't look super good because Watchdog ran out before the team meeting could be had. Calamity and Easy Living went and did some cleanup from their destruction earlier that day before going their separate ways for the night and getting some rest. But unbeknownst to them, in the middle of the night, someone by the name of Rampage broke Miss Storm Lady out of jail, which caused some form of blame to be placed on Calamity. So
Move out to get me.
they are on a mission.
It's all fun and games until she starts crying and they don't know what the fuck to do.
Well, we'll see if we can get to that point.
I
But
vote that the bike needs to bite Rampage. At some point.
The bike is just gonna
Yes.
tackle Rampage out of nowhere.
Oh,
Bite their face.
The bike has the biggest beef with Rampage because it hurts Calamity.
well, picking up. Cynthia, you
Yes.
are awoken by the sound of a phone ringing next to you.
What?
You need to get
Who
down
is
to the
this?
lab. It's Catherine.
Okay. Yep.
Wait,
Oh, yep.
don't let Calamity leave the penthouse.
Okay. Echo says immediately, doing the just woken up version of sobering. I assume this is something you don't want to be brought to her attention? That I'm keeping her here on. She doesn't know where the
Probably
lab is
not.
anyways.
I suspect that if she knows she's being kept there, she'll want to leave even more.
Okay, right. All right. Don't suppose you have a reason for this, or is it something I'm going to find out later?
You'll find out as soon as you get here.
Okay, see you soon. Hangs up.
About
just-
what time is it?
Echo kind of just pulls a pillow in front of her face and is like,
7 or 8 a.m. It's early.
Oh, she'd already be at work.
well,
Bye.
Oops.
I mean, Sylvia's probably up dinking around in her room if you want to send her somewhere.
okay, yeah, I'm going to say that seeing that Calamity is not present, Cynthia's going to go directly to Sylvia's room and knocks.
Yes.
I need your help with something pretty immediately.
I'm decent, so you can come in.
Okay. Comes in anyways. Okay, so Hecate called me and told me to not let Calamity leave the penthouse for unspecified reasons, but normally she doesn't.
Left already.
Yes, she did. So I don't know what kind of problem we're facing, but if you could maybe go, I don't know if retrieving her's an option at this point, maybe get her somewhere that's not out in the open.
Guessing she's probably at the shop. I think we could probably push her in back.
Check things out if you are able to. If you see anything, let me know on the comms.
I can do that.
Hecate didn't tell me what's going on, so
Classic.
Well, my bike's there, my bike's here, so I can go there under the guise of a checkup.
Be careful. We don't know what this is.
I will be.
I know. She kind of just like pats the little charm. And Echo fully just like rolled over there and like basically an oversized t-shirt and like shorts that she was sleeping in. So she goes back and gets changed. And what season is it? Like
It is
Summer.
mid-June.
summer. Okay. Throws on some normal people clothes and then bikes down to Barnett Industries.
Ooh.
Okay, would you say that Barnett Industries is on the outskirts of the city or still within the city proper?
Some of their facilities are on the outskirts of the city due to the nature of what goes on there. I think that the lab that Cynthia and Catherine operate out of is probably more center city, just for convenience reasons, and also because it's more their slightly more public labs.
Okay. As you are traversing the city streets, you can see that the normal morning traffic is moving in a very odd direction. It seems that several city streets are cordoned off, and there are police and other sort of civil workers directing traffic in a specific direction. And as you're passing some of these streets that are blocked off, you get a look and can see that there's been some significant damage. Streets are cracked and some buildings have been basically split in half. It's bad.
Okay. What area of the city is this? Or so just like downtown?
It seems to be stemming from downtown. It's not multiple streets were affected, so it's not just been like one isolated area. There was definitely a pattern of destruction.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. My Cynthia is very curious, but I think her priority right now is to figure out what's happening. So we're gonna head straight to the lab.
Okay. You can get your bike parked and head inside. You can find
Parks it next to Catherine's car, which is very expensive.
yes. I love it. Yep.
Polished to a shine.
She'd have it no other way.
Oh yes.
But you can head up to Catherine's office, where she is standing in front of a large, grainy TV with her arms crossed and is just watching the footage.
So something got shaken up downtown. I'm guessing this has something to do with, well.
The several city streets and blocks have basically been destroyed. It's almost like an earthquake went through. The reports that have been coming in so far are displeased, to say the least. Where do you know where Calamity was last night?
You don't think. She was, for most of the night, she was with us in the base or in the penthouse. There were a few hours where she was not. She said she and Elena were doing some cleanup. I can call Elena to corroborate that if needed.
I think that'd be best. We need, at this point, all of the information we can get.
On it.
And you see that the footage on the news kind of pans over from some of the streets and lands on City Hall, which has a lot of like cracks in the side. It looks like there is police tape over the front door, which seems to have been crushed inwards, and that seems, mostly on par with everything you've seen so far. But then it pans down to the sidewalk and paths like leading up to City Hall and around the general like greenery area, and covering the sidewalks, almost like the scratchy scrawl of a mad person, is over and over again is the word accelerant.
Interesting. Does the damage look like the kind that Calamity does?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna take the comms, call Elena.
Okay. Elena, your communicator starts blinking and beeping softly.
Hello. Good morning.
Sorry to call so early. Question. What were you doing between 8 and 10 last night?
Is that when we were doing cleanup?
Yes.
We'll just
Yeah.
say sure.
Okay. I was cleaning up the damage site. Impact site? What do we call that? Roxy and I were cleaning up. Or not
Ground
Roxy, sorry.
zero.
Calamity and I were cleaning up.
But Calamity was...
Accident.
But she was with you.
Yeah. She took me home.
And you two didn't go anywhere near City Hall?
Nope.
Turn on the news when you get a chance. There's some shit went down last night, apparently. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Up.
Alibi.
So, it's something. Oline. Wait, no, so Cynthia is not in costume right now, so she would be defaulting to actual first names for people.
Okay.
Since they're in the office. And throwing superhero names around is probably not a good idea. Does that track logically?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. I kept
Elena's-
saying Calamity, and they're like, "Wait, that's not."
Well,
Entirely
I mean,
accurate,
the
so-
newspapers are running with Calamity, so
Yeah, but it's more I don't want my non-hero persona or civilian persona
Yeah.
attached to. Yeah. Anyways, she says, yeah. Elena says she was with Roxy last night, and Rox took her home. The time it takes to get from the small estate to the penthouse is not enough for that kind of damage.
Okay.
Especially spelling out accelerant multiple times.
Was accelerant spelled correctly?
That's what Cynthia goes to check.
Accelerant is spelled correctly.
See,
Correct every
didn't do
time.
it.
That would have taken a little longer, I think.
Okay. What about? She came back to the penthouse, but could she have left after you went to bed?
It's entirely possible. Why her specifically? The damage looks like stuff she does, but
Katherine walks over to her desk and picks up a newspaper and hands it over to you. And on the front page, you can see a big headline that says "Super Gone Scoundrel" with a picture, like one of the few shots that have been taken of Calamity in action.
and it looks like Calamity.
Yes, this is definitely, it's not a time period I'd imagine where they have a lot of stock photos on hand. So it is one that is recognizable that I'd say you could probably place from, some field work or other that the team has done. So the
It was
picture,
like last month or something.
yeah, it's not like a doctored photo in any way. It's just
Yeah,
what they have on hand to use as
but it's
grainy
Yes.
and awful.
Yeah.
But it's something from an event that I would specifically be able to place, so I know it is a picture of Calamity and not like an evil twin or something.
Right. It's not, the picture is not like, oh, this is our photographic evidence that Calamity's caught in the act. It's not that at all. It's more like giving visual reference to the suspect and the speculation surrounding the news article and the damage that was done
Okay.
overnight.
I'd like to read through it quickly to see what how they're corroborating this.
Okay.
They're just
So-
slandering me, that's all.
Going over it, they give in great detail that sometime in the early hours of the morning, some damage was done to the city, large scale destruction of roads and buildings, especially City Hall. The doors were broken down and the word accelerant was written multiple times on the sidewalks surrounding City Hall. There are a few accounts of civilians who saw the silhouette of someone causing this destruction, and since the team is somewhat public, they're just like, well, that is pretty much what we've seen Calamity do, so it must be her.
They identified based on abilities, not on appearance.
Yes.
Okay.
This evidence is all circumstantial, Your Honor.
Yeah. Echo basically, well, Cynthia basically looks at this and says, "This is circumstantial, but it's enough to get a headline out of it."
It's whether it's circumstantial or not, a large portion of the population isn't going to care.
I'm very aware of this.
Because if once the public decides that it's not a good fit or not a good power set or not a good superhero to have around, it's going to be very difficult to win back that trust.
Yeah. Damage control. It's always fucking damage control. Okay, so we need to figure out who actually fucking did this. Or assuming it wasn't Roxy. To make sure it wasn't Roxy, first of all, which I don't think it was based on the accelerant. But all possibilities, figure out who actually did this, assuming it's somebody else, and keep her out of sight. Goddamn. Okay, I am going to call Sylvia.
Okay.
Okay. While all this has been going on, did Sylvia leave the penthouse immediately to head to the repair shop?
Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, she's probably like in a slightly like Fae looking version of like workout clothes. So she's been up for a bit. So yeah, she jumps on her stag and heads out.
Okay. I'd say with the detours and everything, you probably arrive at the repair shop around the time that Cynthia got to the lab. So you've got
just so you know, the stag is particularly fast and maneuverable. That was one of the benefits. So if that
get
changes
that.
anything.
It's more so because of road closures.
Yeah.
Drive through it. It's fine.
So I was gonna say, I think it'd be really suspicious if you were just like
Driving up
disregarding the
buildings.
police.
Did that bike just leap over that like piece of building?
Nah, it's
As they
fine.
do that, Frank, go back to work.
Did you take your meds today?
The bottle down.
Yeah, put the
But-
bottle.
You can get to, I mean, despite all that, you can still
Yeah.
get to the repair shop with relative ease.
Okay.
It's just a less direct path. So yeah,
Got it.
You can roll in. And what is Roxy doing this morning?
He is working on somebody's car. Just
Okay.
they have record player. Yeah, there's a record player. There's a record playing some rockabilly jams, and she's fixing a car.
Okay.
She's wearing a t-shirt that is again tied up just because a lot of her clothes have rips in them, so she just like keeps tying it until she has to get rid of it, and cut off shorts because they were pants at one point that just got too many holes in them, so she just made them into shorts, and like some combat boots. And
Right.
she's just whistling away, working on a car.
I imagine there's a little bell above the door that rings whenever someone comes in. So as Sylvia enters, this bell jingles, and you hear, since Roxy's busy with a car, you just hear Tony's voice from the office say, "Be out in a second." And then he like expecting a customer comes out a few seconds later, kind of like wiping his hands on an oil stained rag, and like immediately when his eyes land on Sylvia, he just kind of like drops it. Okay. I wish my camera was on so I can do like the cool poses, but he just, like
Sure enough, for like 2 seconds to show us.
No, it'll explode.
it'll explode. He puts like a hand behind his bed and like tries to lean like coolly against the door frame, but he is a little too far out, so he like stumbles, and just, like straightens and like fixes, like brushes down his shirt. He's like, "Sylvia, hey, how's it? You're here early?"
Do you have a crush on Sylvia?
I mean, I feel like a lot of people have crushed on Sylvia.
That's okay. Yeah, that's true.
Sylvia totally probably does not comprehend it whatsoever. So she like takes her like helmet off and does like the stereotypical like hot girl hair flip.
Nice.
Yes. Shampoo commercial.
Like,
I love it.
and she's like, came looking for your sister. Been told that to keep her kind of out of sight for the time being. Not exactly sure what's going on, but
Oh yeah, she's working on a car. over, and then he tries to do like a little like flex and like point over to where the car is. That
Yes.
just
Oh,
there.
amazing.
Perfect.
A plus. A plus.
Looks like you've been getting stronger. Thanks for the help. What? Follows
just
the
like-
point.
God.
Like tries to respond, and it's just like not finding the words, and then you're gone, and he's just like, "Well, all right then." I'm like,
Oh,
Pulls up
and then
his, like,
she
jeans
definitely looks over her shoulder and yells at the bike to sit. No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Tony is just like a little surprised at that and thinks you're talking to him, so he like jumps a little bit and is like,
Does he
and then he
sit?
realizes you're not even talking to him, and he just like slumps and like shuffles back into the office.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Poor guy.
The best.
Charlie, you're a genius.
Yes.
This poor man. So Sylvia walks in and just says, very yells out, "Hey Roxy,
What's up?
Directions from Cynthia. You're supposed to stay quiet and out of sight right now. Ideally, not interact with people."
I'm under a car, so.
Yeah, I realize. Just maybe don't come out from under the car. Let Tony handle
But
front of house.
what if I gotta get something?
I'll help you.
All right.
Okay, Sylvia can touch all of the stuff in the repair shop.
Oh my god.
What's the worst that could happen?
Oh no.
You, the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Oh no.
Or maybe you can come out from under the car and grab the stuff you need. I'll just help Tony out with front of house and handle the customers.
Oh no.
That's a good idea. Maybe it's pheromones. Maybe it's Maybelline. Nobody knows.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's brainwashing.
Yes.
100% brainwashing.
Yeah, you could do that. That's no problem. I'm sure Tony would appreciate the help.
He
I'll
sure
keep
would.
you updated on Cynthia. Just keep an eye on your comm if possible.
Why am I supposed to stay out of sight though? Like, I don't understand.
She didn't say. She just told me to come find you.
Are we all supposed to stay out of sight or
I was specifically told you to find you. I have no idea about the rest of everyone.
Oh. Hecate's probably mad at me again.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure she's mad at me right now too. I ruined the weapon, remember?
Pretty sure she's just mad all the time.
We'll get her flowers or something.
Yeah.
Make
Or
her
we could
feel better.
we could soup up her car, like as a surprise. I bet you she'd love that.
I'm not allowed to touch her car, remember?
Oh yeah, you probably shouldn't touch her car because the weird stuff that happens when you touch this
Yeah.
the technology stuff.
Yeah. I'm gonna call Cynthia and let her know you're here, but you're working in back and I'm taking front of house. Just keep an eye on your communicator.
Roxy like looks and it's like set on some random, I don't know.
Just
Like
if
that
it's
Way across
something.
the garage.
Yeah, it's like on the floor somewhere.
Okay.
She forgot it at home. No.
I'll come get you if Cynthia needs you. How about that?
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. I'll go
All right.
back out to the front and call Cynthia and let her know
Sure.
that I've located Roxy.
I want to shift real quick. What does Elena do after getting off the phone with Cynthia, or off the communicator with Cynthia? Do you do as she suggested and turn on the news?
Yes, she turns on the news and
Okay.
probably sees something.
Yeah,
about
you managed to catch some of the end of the footage that's going around of cycling through the destroyed streets and City Hall, and the word accelerant that's just been written all over the sidewalk because
but spelled
graffiti.
correctly.
Yeah, spelled correctly because graffiti is apparently a theme of mine.
It's important to note that it was spelled correctly.
Yes.
And then it shifts over to a newscaster who is saying, "We've yet to confirm who was responsible for the damage that was done overnight, but there is large speculation that Calamity was the one behind it due to the nature of the power set. Later today, we are expecting a press conference from city officials to weigh in on what's transpired. So tune in this afternoon once that's been organized." And then it just sort of moves on to the rest of the broadcast. Some of it is like lingers on the video footage and evidence of everything, but they are moving to the next sort of segment
just
in
Click the
the
TV off.
broadcast.
Enough of that.
Okay.
I need a ride. She'll go get some clothes on, some summery clothes, shorts and a halter or whatever you wear in the 50s. And then just go and look for somebody to take her to Feel Good repairs.
Bertrand, I need a ride.
His name Bertram.
Bertram, sure.
Yeah.
Bertram, I need a ride. Right away. miss.
Barnaby.
Barnaby.
Bertram, going to need a ride to Fuel Good repairs. Just done. No elaboration. She'll just go
I
out right to the
imagine
car.
that's sort of a common request, though, since you go and
Yeah.
hang out with
Yep.
Sylvia and
So the elaboration
Roxy.
is fine.
And he just says, "Sure thing, ma'am." And we'll go and get the keys to the car and can load you up and head downtown.
She did not think to bring a costume with her, so hopefully nothing bad happens.
Countdown
Okay,
until
I can-
something bad hains.
I can grow you a costume randomly. It's fine.
Throw me a costume randomly. Okay, yeah, that's
Touches
what
the
could
clothing.
possibly go
Or
wrong.
you could
The
wear
Fetty
coveralls
person.
and a mask like I do.
We'll find something.
But as you are traversing the streets, you can definitely see more of the damage up close and the road closures, etc., etc. But Sylvia was calling Cynthia.
So I'll call, and provided Cynthia picks up just immediately,
Yeah, Cynthia's still
Confirm.
coordinating.
that Roxy is in the back of Feel Good repairs and is not going to be seeing the front of house anytime soon.
Okay, excellent. I have updates. So, somebody trashed the city last night, or at least City Hall and some streets, and the power
Yeah.
set is remarkably close to Roxy's, and all the speculation is that she was the one who did it. So, we really don't need the press to get a hold of her right now, and just keep her safe.
I will do my best.
Also, if you get a chance, ask her if she knows how to spell accelerant.
Got it.
Fuck is accelerant?
I don't
She
even
doesn't
think
what
I
that
know how to
even
spell.
means.
Actually, Sylvia probably is like, just a second, and then leans around the corner and yells, "Hey Roxy, how do you spell accelerate?"
Do you mean accelerate?
No, accelerant.
What is accelerant?
Never mind.
I don't know what that is. I know how to accelerate.
I know you do, darling.
Very good at accelerating.
Yeah,
And then she responds to Cynthia. She doesn't even know what it fucking is. I doubt it.
Okay. Sit tight. I'm getting further instructions from Hecate, and I will either come to you or let you know that why I'm not.
Sounds good.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Sylvia also looks at Tony as like, no press are getting in here at all for your sister's benefit, or like for reasons regarding your sister.
Reasons.
Does Tony
Uh,
know?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
Tony know? It's Roxy. Tony knows.
Yeah, it's fair.
Left in the middle of her work day yesterday was like, he's like, where you going? And she's
Oh yeah,
like,
that's right. Superhero stuff.
Superhero stuff.
Like-
When you say that to Tony, he frowns a little bit, like a little of the haze clearing, and he's just like, "Is there something I should know?"
They all talk like that.
It
I love
seems
them.
yes.
don't have all the information yet. Looks like someone's tried to pin some stuff on Roxy. Stuff that Roxy couldn't have done.
Well, we can't have that.
No, we can't. So I'm sticking around to help you stop anyone who tries to get to her.
He just turns towards the front of the store and says, "All right." God nods, and he's just like, see, he like stands up a little straighter, just very pleased with this situation.
Shirt.
Sylvia also definitely goes over to the bike and pretends to be like polishing it, but like whispers to it, "Nothing gets close to Roxy," and it might growl slightly.
Oh, man.
Oh, amazing.
It's a good bike.
I
It
love
is a good bike. It really likes Roxy.
The best bike.
Yes.
Okay.
After confirming that, Cynthia's going to check in back in with Catherine. So, yeah, it could be Roxy, but Roxy also doesn't know how to spell accelerant, or at least is very good at pretending not to.
Something tells me if Roxy was that good at pretending, we'd know by now.
Yes, I also get this impression.
The long con.
I'm tentatively moving her out of suspicion for the moment. That doesn't answer the question of who did do this.
It doesn't, and I just I'm just hung up on the word accelerant. It doesn't ring any bells for me. It seems like something.
I don't know if this would actually. Okay, so this is. Okay, weird question. So accelerant in of itself would not be an important superpowered phenomenon, but would the context within which it exists count as encountering an important superpowered phenomenon for the first time? For reading the files. If not, that's also fine. I'm just curious.
I think it would count. I think it would.
Alright.
So yeah, go ahead and roll with superior.
Okay. One of my dice escaped. I'm gonna have to re-roll this because it is not on the side that started on. It
That's fine.
under my laptop
That's fine.
stand. Okay, so I rolled base 10 plus 2 for superior is a 12.
Nice. Okay, so I tell you one important detail, and you get to ask one follow-up question. So I will say that there has, in the past, have been studies into superpowers and how they manifest, and usually have some interesting naming conventions, and the word accelerant could very likely fall into that category.
Okay, one sec. I'm going to, since I get to ask you a follow-up question, let me check something first.
Sure.
Rules check?
Hmm?
Do you need a
No,
rules check?
as part of reading the files, I get
Fancy stuff.
Ask the special questions.
Special
Okay.
questions for your special eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Old meme, ignore me.
Okay, my question is, would Cynthia be aware of any connection between accelerant and normal?
Hmm. I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. In that case, Cynthia's thinking says, powers are similar to Roxy's, and we know that Roxy got hers through some contaminated hairspray. Few programs like this have existed. Accelerant doesn't quite ring a bell, but I mean, naming conventions. I would not be terribly surprised if it's turned out to be somebody else who was affected by the same thing if we're seeing the same power set. And experimenting on people doesn't generally predispose them to want to keep City Hall in one piece. That's my working theory anyways.
Katherine nods. I think you might have something there. It's a start, at least.
Starts better than nothing.
Agreed.
Okay. Accelerant. Do anyone know anyone who might know more about something like this?
I might be able to pull some strings and see if I could get some information. Maybe there might be something in some of the old files, but I don't know how new this potential project might be, so we could...
We also know some people who might have more of an ear to the ground for this kind of thing. I could go talk to Sarah, maybe?
She purses her lips. All right.
Cynthia's smiling a little bit, but trying not to show it. Well, I'm gonna go track down Sarah. If you find anything in the files, call me.
I will.
And she's gonna check in with the team before she heads off to go track other people down. Say,
all right.
Katherine. Well, they don't know who Katherine is. Haggerty has some ideas. We're gonna follow some leads. If anything comes up where you are, please let me know, and I'll do my best to get there if you need me.
Sylvia will confirm that she's still at Fuel Good, and then Roxy is protected and back, and she has the bike. So if anyone wants to show up here, that's where they're at, kind of thing.
Sounds perfect.
Elena is on the way.
I don't think I know that.
No.
If you put out a call, an all call,
Okay.
she would respond with that.
Do these have a all group speak capabilities?
Group chat.
Yeah. Do we have a?
Do we have a group chat?
All frequency broadcast.
Can I use telepathy to create a mental group
I-
chat?
Well,
That
thinking of
would
them
be-
like,
Annoying.
Yes. Silence.
Thinking of them, yeah, you can't see my face because I don't have camera today. I think. Thinking of them like walkie-talkies, I feel like you'd have to either be tuned
Closer,
into
probably.
a specific channel, or everyone would have to be tuned into the same channel. So
how about this? Hecate's lab is probably connected in some way, shape, or form to her base. And the bases tend to have the comm signal boosting tech. Could I theoretically go down there, send everybody a signal to tune into the group frequency, and you do that?
yeah, I think that's reasonable.
All right. Cynthia kind of slips behind a false wall or something.
Some little nook.
Yeah, heads down.
Okay.
Crow, if
before
you're
we-
talking, I can't hear you.
Sorry, me and myself to get something out of my drawer. It's got a fireman pole, Batman style.
My God.
I was gonna say, before we get to that all call going out, I wanted to take a look and see what Joe was doing this morning.
Yes.
Not
okay.
being a good team member.
I've not given you a lot of attention yet today.
That's all right. It's all right. Lots of other things going on.
The plot
Okay.
thickens.
So if all this has been going down during the night, has Joe been sleeping well? Because if that's
We-
making enough infra noise, I might be hearing it.
We determined that he was pretty conked out at the end of last session.
Okay. So I managed to get some sleep. Okay.
That is on record, because I asked you if he was gonna sleep well, and then you rolled a die,
Fair
and he
enough.
was like, "Yep."
Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough.
I feel like also
Um,
on some level, it being this long, he's learned how to tune some stuff out.
Yeah. I mean, lives in the big city with super hearing. Eventually, you need to learn to just like filter it out just so you can get some rest.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'd say Joe is probably up like 6:37-ish, even with a kind of rough day, because professional athlete. His morning routine, of course, includes working out to some degree.
He also needs
Okay.
to spend an hour combing his hair, so
There's also
pretty
that.
important.
100 brushes on each side. That's what Elena does.
Has to do the deep condition.
Yes.
But actually, I'm thinking before he's even like fully out of bed, I think like he wakes up and sort of like. All right. He'll sort of get himself woken up a little bit.
Does vocal exercises.
La, 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 la.
just trying to get himself fully awake, or as best he can. And he is going to pick up his phone and call over to the girls' dormitory.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You can reach over to the little rotary phone that is in
Okay.
your dorm room, and I'd imagine there's probably some stupid like extension or whatever you have to call to
Mm-hmm. Like 4 digits, and Joe forgets the 4th one every single time.
yeah. And then you get tuned into the operator, and it's just like, how can I direct your call? And then it's like, oh no, I didn't mean to do that, and have to hang up and redial it, and
Get
all
the
that fun
operator
stuff.
again.
Yeah.
Comedy of errors.
And you finally
Shouldn't do
get
this early in the morning, but he does anyway.
not with a rotary phone.
Oh, God.
But eventually, like, it rings a couple times after you get connected through, and then the line clicks as it is picked up, and you hear a very tired voice say, "Hello."
Morning, beautiful.
Hey, Joe.
You sleep okay?
Had better nights. Yesterday was kind of busy.
Same. You see the news about that?
I heard a little bit about it. I was kind of busy helping Dad out at the church, so didn't get to watch too much of it.
I can tell you all about it over dinner if you'd like.
Well, that depends. Where are you going to take me?
Hmm.
The junkyard.
Gosh, you. What do you think about Mexican?
I think it sounds all right.
All right. We'll try that new place down on 72nd. I misspoke on that one. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Second now.
22nd.
Canon. It is a 72nd Street.
Second Street.
Due to
We
a
got
misprinting that the city never fixed.
It
Yeah,
got phased slightly out of
Spencer
reality.
fixed all
There's actually
that.
like two streets like layered on top of one another.
Oh man.
Oh. 72nd is the tram line.
I love it.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh my god.
All right. What time?
Let's say 7 o'clock.
Don't be late.
I promise I won't be.
I've heard that before. But she's definitely poking fun. She's not being
Yeah.
malicious at all.
Okay. Oh, come on now. So, actually, now I think about it, on the subject of my other job, you got any books on super strength?
I can see if I can pull up some references. I know we have a general encyclopedia of registered superpowers, but yeah, there might be something more in depth in the library.
If you wouldn't mind looking that up. You know, Calamity, the short girl, super strength?
Yeah.
I'm trying to help out Echo with teaching her some control. So, thinking maybe I could pick up some pointers from you.
Well, I can give you a private study session if you want.
That definitely sounds like it'd be very effective. I better get on with the day. Talk to you tonight.
Talk to you later.
Love you, Henry.
Love you too, Joe. And she'll hang up.
It's aggressively sappy.
That was aggressive,
Yes.
Abby.
It's a vibe though.
Joe's the sappiest of any of us.
Yes.
Oh my god.
By
Joe?
a long shot.
Yes.
Joe is the sappiest lover.
That's amazing. I love it.
Meanwhile, Watchdog's just a prick.
That's what
He-
we think anyway.
Is a seems like a big tough werewolf, but he's just a Labrador retriever.
Oh, yes,
golden
absolutely for
retriever
her.
boyfriend.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
But after that, Joe would start getting ready for the day, which does indeed involve a shower and heavy amounts of self-grooming, which does involve neatly perfecting the hair.
You have to get like the swoop, like it has to
Yep.
be just
Carries
right.
the comb with him.
Yeah.
Like he does it once, and he's like, no. Tries it again. No.
Oh
Like
my
a solid
gosh.
20
Jen,
minutes,
is
like
he
doing it over and
using
over.
Natalie's hair care products?
Yeah, sure.
Probably.
Oh my god, yes.
Like she definitely
basket.
bought him hair care products, and like we all expected that he just throw them away, but he religiously uses them.
Yep.
Yes.
A moisturizer and
Mhm. Yep. And then as he's getting dressed, I will check the calendar real quick just to make sure I remember when the next full moon is. That's important for
We'll
reasons.
say it is 2 weeks away.
Okay.
Give you a little bit of wiggle room.
I appreciate it. And yeah, after that, Joe will put on some athletic shorts and a different athletic shirt from yesterday. That one's in the laundry. And he'll
What
go
color
for...
is this one? Also seafoam blue?
I think this one is just one that he has. This one's probably just like a normal, boring gray.
is it like
Okay.
a heather gray or a charcoal gray?
Need to know.
It's Heather.
Craft us your outfits.
Perfect.
Look,
Oh
my
my
fashion
gosh.
designer phase was decades ago at this point. Like, let's not...
Well, it's about
Uh,
to make a resurgence.
Oh,
We
Lord.
have to be nice to possible fan artists, guys. And give
Yes.
descriptions.
Also, we talk way too much about our outfits and things like that here. It's just what we do.
Yeah,
All right. I'll work something out maybe.
Excellent.
maybe.
But yeah, Joe probably spends a solid, say probably like 45 minutes or so doing a run around campus. Probably says hi to the few people who recognize him as he passes. Don't know when exactly the communicator would ping at this point, but he does carry it with him on the run.
I'd say it probably goes off as you're on your cooldown, basically, like getting ready to finish up.
Okay. Probably like slows down a bit early. Double check to make sure there's nobody watching me immediately.
It's summer, middle of the week, so you can pretty easily find somewhere to duck into.
Stuck behind a tree or something.
Mhm.
Already? Switches it back off. Double checks no one's around. Shifts into watchdog. Yeah.
Good morning, friends, Romans, and countrymen. We have a problem.
Oh boy. Who?
What's the problem?
The problem
Romans?
is... It might be. No, the problem is somebody smashed up City Hall in downtown, and the newspapers think it was Roxy.
What?
Yeah,
Feel
I
like-
saw the news.
I feel like Sylvia's just holding her communicator next to Roxy right now.
It's like the thing where you see like all the characters on their own part of the screen, and they're on like the same panel.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then Roxy just drops a wrench and like gets out from under the car. What do you mean they think it was me?
I mean, somebody saw somebody smashing things up and thought, that looks like Calamity's power set, and thought it was you. So please
Oh,
just
I better
tell
go
me.
clear that up.
No.
I should just go
No.
down to the paper and talk to them. I'm
No.
sure that they're reasonable human beings, and that
I
we can
promise
clear
you
this
they are
up.
not. They are
They're
not.
not.
What?
You remember when I got caught making out with somebody who definitely wasn't Sylvia at my sister's wedding?
That was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Prank,
Sylvia?
right?
And
It
all
was
the PR
Sylvia.
in the world.
Yes.
It was Sylvia, yeah. All the PR in the world would not have gotten that out of papers because they are unreasonable people.
But like you actually did that. Like I didn't actually do this, so it's different.
But
Okay,
it's
fine.
very
Bad example.
easily blamed on you.
Yeah, because
But I was with Easy Living. I was with Elena.
And that's
Yeah.
one alibi, but one alibi.
Then
We
not
doesn't
going
cleaned
hold
up
to
the
in
care.
court.
building. There's evidence of us cleaning up the building. All the rubble is all picked up. You could ask the crew.
Reports say this would have happened after that point because you came back and then I was asleep. Sylvia was asleep. Presumably you were also asleep, and that's the time in which it happened. So we don't have corroborating evidence right now that you weren't there, and that's what we need. Roxy, just please promise me you will not go and try to talk to them yourself. You know the phrase. You know the phrase. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
I won't go by myself.
That does not reassure me.
I'll bring Grandpa Les.
I don't think that's going to help in this situation.
Well, you'd be surprised because Grandpa Les is very good at talking to people.
That's true.
This is more so. Yes, but this is also a legal problem.
Oh, when I got in trouble at juvie, my dad talked to his boss and they got me a lawyer. Do I need a lawyer?
Above the table question.
Sure.
Does Cynthia know about what kind of lawyer this probably was?
The kind that intimidates witnesses and shit.
I think that was directed at you.
Yeah, that was
Jenna.
Charlie.
Charlie
Or me.
Jenna.
I mean,
probably.
I was gonna say, would Roxy talk? I feel like Roxy would probably talk about it.
Yeah, but Roxy doesn't know that her family's like in the organized crime.
Would Cynthia look into
Absolutely,
past of the
yes.
other
Whatever the
members of
rest of
the
that
team?
question is.
Okay.
She's nosy, yeah.
I feel like
Very
Cynthia-
nosy.
if Cynthia learns that Roxy was in juvie, she'd be like, I need as much information about this as possible. So you could probably gather enough information that it wasn't totally on the up and up.
Okay. That's an option. You know how sometimes we talk about waiting and seeing what happens before acting?
Yeah.
This is one of those situations.
Okay.
I know it might not feel like it, but I'm just asking
So
you
what
to
am I
trust me
supposed
on
to
this
do?
one. Well, where are you right now? At the garage?
Yeah, I'm fixing a car.
Keep fixing the car.
Well, it's almost lunchtime.
Did you bring your lunch or were you going to go get it?
No, Ma was gonna bring lunch.
Okay, have lunch there. Tell me before you leave, but please don't leave.
Okay.
Sylvia's there to stop anyone from trying to mess with you for the moment.
I'm not worried about that. People can't
I
hurt me.
I have full confidence in your ability to protect yourself. This is more, these threats are slightly more,
You know the really annoying rich people we make fun of all the time?
Yeah.
It's more of those people, not
Ah.
physical threats.
it's like,
So we should move their cars around so that they can't find them.
that's an option, but we'd have to wait till nighttime. But no,
Okay.
you know how my dad's an asshole and punching him won't fix that?
It might fix it if you punch him hard enough.
Okay, fair.
We can test that theory later.
We can test, yeah, like Sylvia said. I need you to stay in place while I look into finding the most efficient way to fix this.
Okay.
Thank you. I do appreciate it.
All right.
All right. In the meanwhile, what are the rest of us doing?
I'm investigating. Elena, where are you at?
I am probably in traffic. Oh, my
Yep.
camera.
Oh, please.
None of us exist.
This wouldn't be a problem if you just had your camera off like me.
Then
Yeah,
none of us
I'm
would
probably
really
in traffic en route to the
Yeah.
place.
Why don't you come down to the shop?
Yeah, that's our plan.
All right. So y'all hold down the fort there. Joe, I don't know what you have going on today. If you have an idea, I'm sorry.
Watch
Can we
Dogs.
retcon that?
Thank you.
Can we retcon that? I'm sorry.
Whoopsies.
In my defense, I'm very sleep deprived.
Okay.
Same.
Rewind. So Watchdog.
Tonight's already been excessively chaotic. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watchdog, I don't know what you have going on. I don't know if you have any ideas for how to look into this. If you do, that's great. If you don't, I've got some leads I could follow up on.
Can I get to where this happened? Is that possible for us?
Happened downtown near City Hall. Police have it cordoned off.
Great.
So possibly, but that's between you and your stealth abilities.
I'll see what I can do.
How come I'm getting blamed for this? And when you're also strong, Watchdog.
Mouse, I can't knock down a building. At least not as easy as you
Are
can.
you sure? Have you ever tried?
true.
Do we have any evidence that you can't?
I mean, I guess no, but
Just
I
saying.
haven't done it by accident.
Well, I don't know. It sounds like Cynthia thinks that the Echo Cynthia. Are we doing real names or not real names right now? I don't know what's happening.
I don't think it matters for the call unless you're in public.
Okay.
If you're in public,
I think
we prefer
Cynthia
to
made
use Cynthia name.
It made
Since you're
it
not
seem
invested.
like it was maybe intentional damage, not like by accident, you know? Like I don't think it was like, oops, Roxy fell and now there's a hole in the building. I think it was more like somebody smash, crumble.
Whoever it was also spray painted the word accelerant all over the place.
What is an accelerant? Like you keep saying these words, but I don't understand what I know accelerate, but I don't understand what an accelerant is.
Think liquid you pour on fire to make it bigger.
Like kerosene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Kerosine's
or
an accelerant.
gasoline?
Or gasoline's also an accelerant.
Or like fuel?
The hell are you using gasoline to start a fire for?
Wouldn't recommend, that's true. But you can use it
I
to
don't know.
accelerate.
I don't start fires. I'm not an arsonist.
I mean, there is an implication here that this was could be meant to be accelerant, could be accelerants of reference to something. I'm gonna go talk to some people who might know. Watchdog, if you learn anything, let me know. And
Roger.
Who's
good luck with the
Roger?
garage.
Say your real name, Watchdog?
No, Mouse. And
Pretty
don't
sure his
worry.
real name is Watch.
Oh, that's a good point.
Last
Could
name
be
Doug.
Watch. Yeah. That's not a very good superhero. What is it called? Identity alias? Is that what? That's not a very good one if you just use your real name.
Roxy, I'm just kidding.
I'll
Oh.
keep my nose to the ground. Watchdog out.
Tony and I'll keep an eye on things here.
Okay.
None of those fast talking reporters are getting in here.
I mean, I will say if they do get in there, we have a problem because then that means people know Roxy's ID.
Yep.
That's a bigger problem.
Yeah. So hopefully it won't come to it, but I'm gonna poke around and see what I can find out. And if you need to leave the garage, avoid cameras.
Got it.
But they're not looking for Roxy. They're looking for Calamity.
Yeah, they are looking for Calamity, but you also look very similar and sometimes forget to wear your mask.
Yeah, but I always put like some grease on this so they can't see my full face. It's fine, right? Like the football players.
It's serviceable. Please wear your mask.
I did bring my mask today, but now it sounds like I shouldn't wear my mask.
It sounds like you should not be going out as Calamity for at least the near future until we can figure out how to get a...
Okay.
Mainly, reasoning here, if the city thinks it's you, then that puts the team in danger. They might try to stop what we do. They might try to bring legal action. That always gets hairy.
Okay. Do I need a lawyer?
Not yet.
Last time the lawyer just made it go away. I don't know how he did it, but he did it. It's like it never happened.
Sometime let me tell you about how my dad's lawyers do things. I imagine it's at least a little similar.
You know how I make stuff go away by making people really like me? It's the opposite.
Roxy just like stands there and looks blankly for a little bit and then just goes back to fixing the car. Like, I don't understand.
Y'all should be fine as long as nobody's made the Roxy Calamity connection. But I'd rather not take any risks if we can avoid it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Unless there are any questions, comments, concerns?
Keep us updated.
Maybe we
Especially-
should.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe we should go out undercover tonight and like at night watch for anybody wrecking stuff.
It's not a bad
Not a
idea.
bad idea.
But we just gotta wait till it's dark. Right now, there's police swarming the place.
Okay.
And I mean, you know how I feel about the cops.
I don't like the cops either.
I don't think any of us really like the cops.
Dad said cops are pigs.
I mean, your dad's right about that one. But yeah, that could work. That could work. So hold tight for now.
Okay.
Stay at the job. If you see anything weird, let me know.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Echo out.
Okay.
Just back to fixing until
I-
Mom comes with lunch.
Yeah, I think for the time being, that is a good place to take a quick break since we got started late and we can see what everyone gets up to with this investigation / protection.
I feel like for half of that conversation, Joe was just like listening to the communicator and just growing more and more concerned, just like, what?
Go to the newspaper. Try
Yeah.
to clear it up.
Yeah, that's
Cynthia's
fair.
just like internally, do you see what I'm dealing with?
Why me?
Joe
Yeah.
panic. Joe panic.
The internal mantra of, why am I on a team again?
You wanted
Why
friends.
did I choose?
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah.
She did.
Why did I want friends again?
Yep.
Curse you, friends.
Yeah.
Quick
Yeah,
break
we'll
though?
be-
Yep.
Yeah, we'll be right back. the tree back to the platform to get inside. Bursting through the doors is everyone's favorite student, Barnaby Halsey.
Ah, yes.
Baxter, what are you doing here?
It's Barnaby.
Bixaby.
It's a dorm. What am I supposed to be doing here?
The forest is on fire.
Why
No
are you
shit.
always harassing us? Like, I don't understand.
Just what? Harassing you? Why are you harassing?
What did you do, Bartholomew?
It's Barnaby, and I don't know anything.
There's fire everywhere, and here you are.
Barnyard. We need an instructor. Teshi fell and broke her leg, and we
It's
aren't.
not even
We
a
don't want to
name.
like heal a broken leg. That's dangerous to do when we've.
So go
Are
to
untrained.
the teacher's building.
Dangerous to move her, Bartok.
It's Barnaby. It's Barnaby.
Yes, Bartel. We
We
need-
hear you and we understand you, but this is really
It-
important.
Doesn't seem like you do.
Barnaby-
Yeah, surviving is important right now.
Yeah, and you don't want to leave poor Teshi, our good friend.
Was it Brian B?
No, it's
I think you got most of the right letters.
Nothing.
poor guy.
You need help, go find an instructor. What do you want me to do?
Get out of my
we
way,
need to
just
know where the
find the
medical
chicken.
instructor is.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the trees are all up in arms about this fire chicken. And the instructor tree probably isn't where it usually hangs out.
Right now, we need you to move out of the way so we can go save Pasha.
Oh,
Yes!
yeah, that too.
Pasha is number one concern in
Yes.
all of this.
Pasha can't fly, and Pasha's also a chicken, so he's extra prone to being fire chickened. So move.
Yes.
When you say the biggest problem, he just gestures at the fire, the forest that's on fire.
Priorities, Bernard.
I'm just gonna push past.
Okay.
Go run and look for Pasha.
Okay.
So get out of my way, Beckett.
It's Barnaby. We're on a time.
Leave meeting.
Okay.
Sorry, had to do it.
I wish.
Had to do it to him.
Hey.
Okay. So, picking back up, people are starting some investigating. So, I know that Cynthia is going to go track down a mysterious NPC named Sarah. And
Not that mysterious.
Watchdog is going to try and scope out the crime scene. Are Sylvia, Elena, and Roxy just going to hang out in fuel good repairs?
Yeah, Mom's
Yeah.
gonna come by and bring us some lasagna.
Oh, I love
Of
So nice.
in my
Of
cilantro.
course.
Delicious.
Sylvia may or may not be scrutinizing anyone who walks in that she doesn't recognize.
Can picture this very clearly.
Okay.
Just like leaning up against her bike, like just very like trying to be intimidating, but it's like the hot girl
It's hot.
intimidating that just does not like
Yeah,
does not work as she wants.
some random like middle-aged man comes in and just sees you there and just kind of like stops in his tracks and like glances over at Tony and then just like slowly approaches the counter and like glances over at his shoulder at you and is just like, "Hey Tony, I need to get my brakes checked sometime next week. You got any openings?" So just very nonchalantly, he's just like, "Yeah, I got some," and flips open the schedule and is just like, "Got a 2:15 or on Tuesday or a 9:30 on Wednesday." And it's just a very casual. It's like, "I'll take the Wednesday." And so he's just like, "Sure thing, Bobby. I'll mark you down." And he nods and just turns and like looks at Sylvia again and then carefully saunters out the door.
Sylvia gives a little wave and is like, "Be careful with those brakes, Bobby."
He just
That's
like
a threat.
sprints out the door.
Are we flirting or are you threatening my life? I don't
Yes.
know.
The answer is
Difference.
yes.
Yes.
Like the
Tony
ongoing
looks over.
meme for Sylvia is just mark me down as scared and horny.
It's on.
You're roused.
And Tony looks over at you and says, "I know you're here to protect Roxy and all, but you just try not to intimidate the customers too much."
I'll try.
Narrator voice, she won't try.
She did not,
Did not
try.
All right.
She just turned up her pheromones higher.
Yeah, there is definitely like
Yes.
might turn up the pheromones a little bit.
Tony's
pheromones-
wondering why Roxy
pheromones
and
go up
Elena
and
have
then you
gas masks on.
You're just like Tony under his breath is just like, maybe we don't need to worry about the customers. It's fine. And just goes back to some,
Then maybe they shouldn't be
Playful.
coming in here anyway. What do they need?
maybe we don't need business.
My God.
Maybe she should just not.
Carly, you are an evil little genius. 'Cause I know
can't-
exactly why Tony's like this, and you are just genius.
I can't take all the credit. It was suggested to me.
I am incredibly excited to learn this context at some point.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So let's slide over and see what Watchdog or Joe is doing after getting off that little group call, little conference call.
Conference call of chaos.
Yes. That's what they're officially called.
All right.
Chaos friends call.
Mhm. Mhm.
Ooh, leave meeting.
About it. Okay. But after that, can't imagine Joe will shift back to Joe and finish his run. Double check his class schedule. Be like,
Well, it's the middle of summer, so unless
oh, okay, yeah.
he's taking summer courses, he's got time.
Double check his practice schedule. Just make sure there's nothing immediately relevant, which he doesn't think there is, but yeah, making sure.
Let's say today's probably, since you were supposed to have practice, today's probably more of like a, an extra conditioning day. So a lot of the guys just get together when they feel like it at the gym and lift some weights and stuff.
Yeah, can miss that.
Does he skip out on that too? Jeez. I'm kidding.
The conditioning, it's for the conditioning stuff. It's more like do it when you want. It's just kind of expected. You'll do it at some point during the day.
Got it. Okay.
So it's like a lot of guys will get together and do it at the same time just for the, team mentality type thing. Yeah, the camaraderie. So.
Because you can't have football the gay musical by yourself.
Nope.
Okay.
True. This is confirmed. You definitely can.
Regardless. Confirming that, Joe will grab everything he needs to watchdog up. Probably grab like a ratty t-shirt and some worn out blue jeans. Stuff him into a duffel bag along with his mask. And I'll go to the Rocket, and I'm going to try to get as close to City Hall as I can. I know traffic is going to be a nightmare, but I'm going to try to get as close as I can just so I don't have to be running around in broad daylight as Watchdog too much.
All right.
You do know you have another persona, right?
I'm aware.
Just saying. You could just be a civvy for the day.
Yeah, that's well, it's gonna look a little suspicious what I have planned if I just walk up as a civvy.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Yeah, I'd say you could probably get around like a couple streets away, around the west or east side of where City Hall is located. There wasn't as much destruction down those streets compared to the north-south lines.
Okay. All right. I will then find a secluded spot, go ahead and get changed. Per Echo's recommendation, I will be leaving the Letterman jacket in the vehicle. And I will go ahead and watchdog up here. Scale a relatively near building. I want to try to get an overhead view of this, and if I can, I would like to assess the situation.
Well, hot diggity dog. You can certainly scale up at the side of a building and get... I'd say there's probably a lot of open space surrounding City Hall. I keep wanting to call it the Capitol building, and that is not what it is.
Capitol of Joyzy.
Yeah. So there's just like a lot of greenery space around it, so if you get relatively high, you have a pretty good visual on the actual building. Okay. But let's see here. Okay. Go ahead and roll to assess the situation. Roll with superior.
Lake Superior. All right,
that's gonna be the whole lake. Jesus.
It's gonna be a +1 for me, so let's see how we do. Oh, okay, that's gonna be a 9.
Okay, you get to ask one question, and you get +1 forward on take +1 while acting on the answers.
Okay. I will select what here can I use to blank, and I will say, what here can I use to get closer to City Hall without being noticed?
Oh. Interesting. I will say that there is a... Ooh, okay. There is a sort of emergency tunnel type thing near the back of City Hall, built specifically for situations where supervillains are putting the like city officials in danger, so they have a way to escape.
Okay. Maybe like part of that got exposed from all the damage.
Yeah. Something, we'll just say something happened to make the tunnel a little more noticeable.
Okay.
So you can pinpoint where it is and get inside it.
Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that.
Okay.
Don't know what that would be. Maybe unleash your powers?
I mean, are you just trying to stealth, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't feel like that's necessarily unleashing powers.
Okay.
Hmm. I don't really think there's a good move for that, so unless you have
Make
like
it
a
custom?
specific playbook move.
Well,
Let's see.
I'm definitely not in my civilian identity right now, so mild-mannered
Mhm.
is not going to apply.
Mild-mannered werewolf.
Yes.
So that's for later.
He's the housebroken one.
What's your what are your other options? What'd you take?
From my moves?
Yeah.
Beyond mild-mannered, I have game face, which is where I commit myself to defend someone or defeat a terrible enemy. And of course, I also have the mask.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just say with your natural werewolf abilities and enhanced senses, you can be a little bit of a sneaky boy and get in close and get inside this tunnel.
All right. So once I'm in the tunnel, I will definitely take a second and just like listen to see if like I can immediately tell if there's anybody in the building currently.
You extend your senses a bit, and you do hear a pair of voices that you're picking up, listening into their conversation a bit. It does seem like they are some form of police or security who are keeping an eye on the building. That there's currently no officials or civilians present, but they need someone to keep an eye on things since the front doors have literally been ripped off their hinges.
Now, from my assessment of the building, could I see where the doors had landed? Were they outside or were they like smashed in?
They were smashed inwards.
Okay. I want to try to get to those doors. Specifically, I'm
Okay.
trying to get to them to see if I can't get a scent. Because
What?
presumably, whoever did this physically hit the doors somehow. And they might have
Yeah.
left something I can track.
Smells just like
Ooh.
Roxy's evil twin.
That's what I'm sitting here thinking. If it smells like Roxy, there's about to be something happening here.
Smells like hairspray.
And
Or
motor
lizards.
oil.
Getting a beat on where these officers are, you can, and they're kind of, it's been a slow morning. They've been assigned to guard duty. There's no real action going on, so they're a little bit careless. And you can sneak your way around them and keep to the shadows. Maybe there's like some fancy curtains or tapestries, so there's just like this comedic image of a giant werewolf, like Pink Panther walking from like tapestry to tapestry.
Yes.
And then the police officers look over and there's just this big werewolf silhouette behind this curtain, but they're just like, looks fine, and then go back to their
I'm not paid enough to deal with this.
Above my pay grade.
Meanwhile, Watchdog's head, he's just like, I am so sneaky.
Oh, just
But you can get around towards the doors, and as you're approaching, you definitely see they have been knocked inwards, and each of them slid off in a diagonal, so they're separated at this point. But it, like, on the approach, getting a look at them, they are. It definitely looks like like a fist or a foot just broke through it. The center where these doors would connect, the center is just wood splinters. And hairline fractures extend out towards the outer sides of the door.
Crouch down. Start trying to catch a scent here. Yeah, this very much feels like Unleash Powers to me. Unless you rule otherwise.
Well, what? I mean, you're just trying to get a scent, right?
Mm-hmm. I presume a human scent, but then I don't know what did this.
I feel like just the act of, like, smelling something is pretty normal, because you've done that before. Like, you've taken note of scents before.
I've tracked people before.
Yeah. So I feel like just committing that to memory is something pretty simple for you to do, like just a natural use of your powers.
Okay.
If you were trying to, like, go up to the tallest building and pick out that scent from the whole city, that'd be a different situation.
Yeah, we'll see if we get to that at some point, but we're just starting with getting a scent.
Yeah, so you pick up something that's definitely got a little bit of a tang to it, a little bit of spice. Would you say that you have a good olfactory memory when it comes to the rest of the team members' scents?
Absolutely. Like,
okay.
I think I explicitly call it out in my backstory. At this point, Joe remembers people by both sight and scent. So he's with the team a fair bit. He knows how they smell.
Okay.
At first he was sniffing us and it was weird, but we got used to it.
There was probably a point where he was first getting used to you guys where he would sniff on occasion.
I feel like there was one sniff of Sylvia and then he was
nope.
He was like,
no. He sniffed you once, got whammied, and was like, oh, never again.
Wait for Elena to change her perfumes. Different notes for the day.
But getting a whiff of this, you know immediately that this is not Calamity.
Okay. Once I've got that, I'll just slip back out. And I want to try to do a perimeter sniff around of the area and see if I can't find a trail for this person.
Okay. I feel like this is an Unleash Your Powers.
Okay. I'm currently terrible at that, so we'll see how this goes. That's going to be with Africa. With Africa. Here we go.
Paprika.
Yeah, I was just going to say paprika.
Uh-oh.
Well, I rolled an 8, but my freak's currently a -2.
Oh, no.
There's no way anyone can actually help with this because you're on your own.
No.
Yeah.
I could try to spend team selfishly.
Do it.
We have a lot.
We have a lot of team. Just
yeah.
Do it for the vibe.
How would your actions ignore or insult your teammates?
That's what I'm sitting here thinking.
Oh, I also forgot to add. Whoops, that's my bad. I forgot to add a team to the pool at the beginning of the session.
Oh, that's right. Can't get rid of this stuff. Okay.
Imagine
because you're tracking Calamity's nemesis without her. That's offensive.
We don't know that's your nemesis.
No, I know, but Later, she's gonna be so offended.
How about this? Since I would be getting this to a point where I would just be barely catching the scent, I probably have the thought of I probably should call in the team at this point, which is immediately followed up by the thought of, yeah, except you were useless in that first big thing. They need to see that you're actually worthwhile to the team. And I just stuff the communicator back in my pocket and I just keep tracking.
Wait, you as in
Oh.
Watchdog?
Hey.
Yes.
Oh, that
Okay.
interesting.
Mm.
And I will shift danger down and freak up.
That's
that
where the
gives you a
perfectionism
6.
comes from. The
Mm.
inferiority complex.
Okay. That gives you a 6.
That actually would give me a 7.
Or sorry, a 7.
That's one team spent, so we're down to 9.
I can't do math.
So yeah, the thought is entirely in his head. Yeah, I can do this without them. I got
And
this.
a 7 to 9 market condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
You know, given my description, I'm gonna go ahead and mark insecure.
Okay.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fine.
Poor Watchdog. Meanwhile,
Okay.
everybody's like, "Oh, Watchdog is so nice. He was so helpful getting those civilians out."
Yeah.
I will say that in finding this trail, it is very chaotic. It is you're kind of like running around in circles a little bit, like going down one street, following the path of destruction, and then it loops back around towards City Hall. So then you have to go back to the big courtyard. And then a lot of it is like going from spot to spot where you follow the trail of just like accelerant that's been written on the sidewalks. And getting up close now, you can see that Cynthia's description wasn't entirely accurate and that it's not spray paint, it's chalk. But then you get another trail that goes down another side street and follow this path of destruction, which does end, but the trail keeps going. And you end up
There we
finding
go.
your way over towards the city jail, where you can see there are also a lot more cops over here who are guarding what appears to be a hole that's been broken into the wall of the jail. And seems the scent lingers here for a little bit. It's a little bit stronger, and then it snakes back around the side of a jail down an alley before going straight up.
What the? I'm gonna backtrack a little bit to the jail, and I'm gonna
Okay.
try to like perch nearby and sort of listen in to the guards, like their conversation, see if I can figure out what happened.
Okay. Yeah, listening in, you see a third guard is coming back out with like styrofoam cups of coffee and passes them out to the other guys. And he just takes a sip and makes like a gross sound and like smacks his lips a bit, and it's just like, ugh. Coffee here sucks. And the other two kind of just nod in agreement. And one of them says, yeah, it's the best we got. At least we have a pretty easy post for the day. And the middle guy, who's been silent up to this point, says, yeah, better than those guys having to track down that wacko in a ball gown.
Oh, shit.
You know, the papers are saying it was that Calamity chick who did all this. Matches up pretty well. I mean, level of destruction's pretty much on par with what she does. Yeah, but weren't they fighting that lady the other night? Or last night? Gosh, was it yesterday? Jesus, I feel like I've been up all night. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe something's going on there. Maybe that team's pretty new. Wouldn't be surprised if they're fracturing already. And the conversation just kind of like continues into speculation and discussion about what's going on.
That's a problem. Sort of like scan the skies. I'm guessing there's zero sign of them.
It's clear skies. It's a nice sunny day. Not a cloud in the sky.
Okay. Plan B. And well, you're a prophet here, Charlie. I'm going to find the highest point nearby, and I'm going to see if I can't pick up a whiff in the wind.
All right. Meanwhile, what is Cynthia doing?
Well, overall, tracking down Sarah. Where Sarah would probably be this hour of the day. Probably one of the museums in Halcyon. Because Cynthia's approaching this purely on a civilian angle.
Okay. As a worker or as a visitor to said museum?
She works at one of them, but she visits the others sometimes for reasons.
Okay. I feel like it'd be reasonable. She goes under the guise of, some art classes set up and they try and like draw copies of paintings. So
yeah.
Probably like sits up with a sketch pad and does that in a quiet corner of a museum.
Entirely valid.
Okay. Do you try and get in contact with her ahead of time, or is it just trying your luck until you get to the right museum?
Do I have a way to get in contact with her? Like, have we worked out a system?
Well, I feel like that's up to you. You already have one set of communicators, so if you wanted to make a separate set of communicators, that is entirely possible.
I think that would track. I think, Cynthia would definitely keep those on separate networks.
Yeah.
All right. So I just give her the ping that's like, I'm headed towards you.
I feel like these, you may have different ideas, but I feel like it would be logical that these communicators act more like pagers.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know how pagers work.
It's like a series of numbers. And each number corresponds to letters, so that's how like you get the numbers and basically like decode the message to figure out what's being said.
Okay, yeah, sure.
If I remember correctly, pagers were the basis for original texting on cell phones.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like that.
Back when you had to push like 1 million numbers to send one text.
Yep.
So I'd imagine the message would read something like, need to meet for information reasons. Where are you?
And she'll respond back. Let's say sounds like a rough situation, and then gives you the name of a museum.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna head there.
Okay. I feel like she's probably secluded herself in like a really niche corner of the museum. So you get there and you're wandering around and it's like, where are you? And she's like, head this way, but it's never the exact the exact spot. So it's just a series of like, okay, stop fucking around. Just tell me where you are.
This happens often.
But eventually you can find her where she's sat down on a bench and has a fairly big sketch pad propped up in her lap and has just a set of soft graphite pencils laid out really neatly next to her and is working on sketching a pretty elaborate painting of some lakeside like nature view.
All right. And Cynthia goes up and takes a seat next to her. Kind of peers over to see what she's drawing.
You like it?
More than I like you leading me on a wild goose chase through the museum.
Well, it's the only way I'm gonna get you exposed to some culture, so take what you
Culture
get.
this, culture that. I work in a lab.
Those aren't the kind of cultures I'm talking about.
That's not the kind of lab I work in, but touche.
Well, I also don't do it just for the culture.
Oh, well, we both know that. I assume you saw downtown at some point today?
Ooh, that's been the talk of the day.
Yeah. I am, yeah, so, you know, of my friends, I can confirm it's not who they said it was, but I was wondering if you knew anything about this, accelerant writing. Sort of struck me as possibly the name of one of those power enhancement programs, the ones that were kind of popular a few years back.
Could be. Doesn't immediately ring any bells, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The other two options are, if it does exist, someone has a very good reason for keeping it tightly under wraps, or someone's just trying to lead you on.
Always possible. Could also be literal in that, I mean, wrecking City Hall is a pretty, could accelerate certain things.
Good. Or maybe someone is just declaring their new persona.
That'd be interesting.
Accelerant. Although, I don't know. I feel like that'd be more suitable for someone with pyrokinetic abilities.
Hey, they can't all be winners.
Ain't that the truth? And you can definitely sense a little bit of the bitterness in her voice.
Yeah. Well, second question for you. You haven't noticed anybody new on the scene with super strength of that level, have you?
New? Can't say that I have. I mean, not that everyone has identical sets of abilities, but super strength is kind of more common in just its forms it could take.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say.
But that doesn't mean it's someone new.
Fair.
Could just be someone who's been quiet, or someone who's been off somewhere else. So really, your possibilities are limitless. I'm not helping at all. I know this.
Well. You have at least answered some questions that are helpful in cutting off branches, if nothing else. Might have to reattach them later, but...
That's what super glue's for.
My other thought, you remember that hairspray factory, the one we pulled Roxy out of, right?
Yeah.
And what the giant lizard did?
Yeah, that's... You know... I don't... Of all the things that you could get wrapped up in a giant lizard. Really?
Lizards, they don't
I
even have
still-
hair.
I can't even get past that. Like, I
It's a
want
light-
a better story. I want a better story to tell when people are just like, "What's the craziest thing you've encountered?" And every time it's just like, there's this lizard man in a hairspray factory one time, and I wasn't even there.
I was gonna say you weren't even there.
Oh,
Probably for the best. I got hairspray and everything. Had to scrap everything I was wearing.
like when people want cool stories that I've done, they're just like, "You can do backbends over lasers, right?" And I'm like, "That's not the point."
It is pretty cool though.
I know.
I mean, you could always start doing what Mark does and start framing your jobs.
Where's the fun in that, though?
Bolstering ego, or so it seems.
Yeah, too big of an ego is kind of hideous. So
Oh, don't tell him that. Or do tell him that, but make sure I'm there. I want to see his face. I think I'm going to try to track down the records from that factory. If it hit Roxy, maybe there's other people who were, I mean, they don't always keep the records from these kinds of things, but might be
Didn't that-
worth some digging.
that whole factory like get leveled though.
Yes, we accidentally leveled it. But after these sometimes certain people look into these things. Someone might know. I don't know if I have that kind of time though. Press is calling for Calamity's blood.
Yeah. There's gonna be some kind of press conference later.
That should be
Probably not
interesting.
gonna be pretty.
That does give me an idea though.
A good idea or
Oh,
a better
absolutely
idea?
not. Let's
so
go
a better
with
idea.
a better idea. Absolutely a better idea. That's a terrible idea. Who am I kidding? Show up and try to mind read the chief of police. Of course, the downside's possibly blowing everything up, but
I mean, it could tell you if he knows anything. Or if some other, I don't really know the entire roster, but if some other prominent people are there, they might know something.
Interesting. You don't have plans for today, do you?
I did.
Wanna do damage control if it looks like I'm gonna blow something up?
Making me do good stuff. Ugh.
We can blow something up later. Or steal something. I don't know. Up to you.
If one of these days I'm gonna get you to reappropriate some art with me.
One of these days I'll probably take you up on that. I'm sorry, just gross expression.
Instead, we're gonna get messy after.
I'm not objecting. Depends on the messiness. I mean,
The messiness that you're not opposed to.
The messiness I'm not opposed to is fine with me. I just need you on emergency shield, shielding if anything goes wrong with the telepathy. Since I kind of exploded a building yesterday. Yeah.
Wait, so was
separate events.
Okay.
Roxy tried to throw a thing and the building cracked, and it went about as well as expected.
Yeah, that sounds about as well as it could go.
So, meet me at the press conference. There's that good spot. They always the second best spot to if you want to actually snipe somebody from, but we're not going to kill anyone, of course. I say for Crow's benefit. Okay,
No,
above
I
the
know.
table, I feel like superheroes would probably have to know the angles for if something is going to happen at a public event, so they also know the good places to hide.
Are you a superhero? What exactly are you talking about right now? Because this sounds like you're part of thief.
Don't ask questions.
Thievery.
It's fine. Just
Yes,
don't
thievery
interfere.
afoot.
It's a hobby. We're allowed to have hobbies.
It's like
Not that hobby's crime.
Crime is a legal hobby.
You know what that's saying is be gay, do crime. It's in the name.
Yeah.
You must commit this many crimes to be considered gay.
Yeah, exactly. There's like a quota.
Yeah.
That's why Joe's distinctly not, because he has committed
Yeah,
zero
he never got
crimes.
the pamphlet. He never got the pamphlet where it tells you that you need a quota of crime. You also can only do so much math. Like, there's that too.
Yeah. Exactly. You have to be. That's really interesting. You have to be bad at math, but you also have to fulfill a quota. So how do you know when you fulfill the quota when you're bad at math? It's a mystery.
See, Sylvia just doesn't realize eating people is a crime.
That's
I love
still
this.
concerning.
She leaves something behind. It's called a barter system. Don't be insensitive to fake culture. I mean, the things she leaves behind
It's debatable.
like, actually cause more damage. But
All right.
Meet me at the building that's on the corner of State and Fifth. It's got a good angle.
All right. I won't be late.
Near that. And thank you.
Remember, getting messy later.
Yeah. Cynthia heads out.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you have commentary?
Do you have commentary?
It's just thievery.
the rest of us are gay and he's the furry.
There it is. I was wondering when the first furry joke would happen.
No.
It only took us 3 issues.
Oh my god.
Yep. So back at Feel Good Repairs, eventually, Mama DeMarco comes in and is like, "Brought lunch," and then Tony just kind of like shouts from the office to you, Roxy, and says, "Ma's here, got food."
Sweet. I'll be up in a second. I'll wash my hands, Mom. I won't forget.
You better. And
Sylvia definitely just gives away, like,
"Oh, hello, Sylvia, darling. Do you want some food? I brought lasagna. Got some garlic
Elena's
bread."
all over it,
Yeah.
helping her carry stuff in.
Oh, Elena, she gives you a pat on the cheek. Elena, you're such
Never
a
gonna turn down
sweetheart.
lasagna.
Homemade.
Delicious lasagna.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sylvia definitely checks to make sure no one followed her in, but other than that, is very friendly and willing to partake.
Yeah, no, Mama DeMarco is alone, just has huge bags on each arm, and comes over to the counter and sets them down and starts pulling out, like, basically setting the counter with like plates and silverware. Pulls out this huge like thermos thing and starts pouring iced tea into these glasses and passing them around, and then she like holds up a finger and says, "Shh, don't tell your father," and she pulls out a little flask and then starts topping off the glasses. And
She's
then
the best apocalypse mom.
I love her.
takes a little swig and then screws the thing back on and tucks it away in one of the bags and starts piling up these plates with huge heaping portions of lasagna and some pieces of garlic bread, and even some Parmesan cheese and like sprinkles it on top of the lasagna. And
Did she know there were 2 extra people, or did she just bring this much food?
Yes.
They're Italian.
Yes.
They always have a lot of food.
and then like Tony starts to reach for one of the plates and she smacks his hand away and says, "Wash your hands." And
Yeah.
and then much more gently to Elena. So he's just like, "Your hands clean?" And then she like gestures for you to like hold out your hands for inspection.
Yeah.
Well,
For
Sylvia
inspections.
probably like went out and grabbed some flowers for a centerpiece, so she knows her hands are dirty. But they're like these elaborate flowers now, like in the center of it.
Oh man. Yes.
Your decorations are always so nice, Sylvia.
It's a
It's just, and then
talent.
she like picks up a napkin and is just like, "Let's just wipe off some of that dirt there." And then Tony comes back and looking like slightly appalled, like, "Hey, I had to wash my hands." And then she's just like, "Eat up, eat up." Starts like shoving plates into people's hands.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
So what's new with the shop?
Roxy's been working
yeah.
in a car in the back.
Oh, that's nice. Easy job, hun.
Yeah, I fixed Mr. Cooper's transmission.
Sure, he'll be very appreciative.
Yeah, I didn't even break anything this time.
Well, good for you.
Just getting so much better at this.
You really are. You've got a lot of growth these past few months. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Ma.
I may have told a customer to be careful with his brakes in light of how the city's been destroyed.
It was vaguely threatening,
mean,
but that's okay. She means well. She means
I mean,
well.
you with the state of the roads this morning, you gotta be careful with the brakes. You gotta be careful. You don't want to slam too hard because then someone might rear end you. But if you don't brake soon enough, you could crash your car. So
Yeah, it's just a mess out there.
it's good to keep in mind. Some people, they just these days they're not paying attention when they're driving, so it's
Yeah,
a
it's
whole
not
mess.
like cars can jump anything, like the obstacles in their way.
Yeah, that you feared.
Yeah, it's a mess out there. Wonder what happened.
Has
There-
has
I mean, the
Mrs.
news is
DeMarco watched the news?
yeah, she's a homemaker. She probably has the radio on, at least. They're saying one of those heroes did it, that Calamity, but I don't know. I mean, she's been doing so much to try and help the city. I feel like that's just why now would she turn and start like causing some destruction? It's just it doesn't make any sense.
You're right, Ma. You're totally right.
It's all these men who are in charge of the news and running the city. They just don't like seeing a strong, powerful woman.
It's
That's
true.
so true.
It is so true.
They get so insecure.
They're just so threatening. I'm just like, just go to the gym and lift some weights and eat a steak and you'll feel better.
Yeah.
Tony's
You
not
do some power
insecure.
posing that can also help your self-confidence. Grandpa Les said.
Grandpa Les is so wise. And you're so right, Elena, that Tony's not
He goes
insecure.
to
And
the gym.
she pats his cheek. He's
Tony
like,
does go to
"You
the gym
got
a
it."
lot.
Yeah.
He does. He got his self-confidence from me.
It's very
That
apparent
makes
that he
sense.
goes to the gym. He was showing off his muscles earlier. They've improved quite a bit.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It was like overnight. He got like way bigger.
Tony, are you being secretive? And Tony's just like, nothing, Ma. And it's just like eating his lasagna. And be like, and she like reaches for his plate and is like, "Do I need to take the lasagna away? Do you need more protein?" And he's like, "No, Ma, no."
Give me the
lasagna.
lasagna.
Like, okay, maybe just one little less piece of garlic bread. And he's like, "No, Ma, it's fine. I need the carbs for when I go running. I need the carbs."
Well, maybe you just had a late growth spurt. It's fine.
Late growth spurt. And Tony's just like, "I'm just coming into myself more. Just why y'all ragging on me?"
Nobody's ragging on you, Tony.
ragging on
They're
me.
complimenting your muscles.
ragging.
In your muscles. It's fine.
Sylvia's saying that you look good, all right?
Yeah.
You don't need to be so touchy about it.
And then he starts working. I was like, I'm not. And then he like calms down. He's like, I'm not touchy.
You're a little
Touchy.
touchy. It's okay.
And Mama DeMarco is just like, you can work on your touchiness a little bit. Yeah, maybe go pay a visit to Grandpa Les. go pet Gus a little bit.
Gus always
I'll
makes
swing
me
by on
feel
the way
better
home.
too.
Gus is such a good dog.
He is. He's got a smush face, and I just love it.
Just want to smush the little smush cheeks.
Totally. Yeah, so I don't know. I think we're supposed to wait for Cynthia or something.
Yeah. Cynthia said she'd update us on plans for this evening.
Yeah, we're gonna
Girls'
do
night.
something. Yeah, girls'
That's-
night.
That's so nice. You've been spending so much time with each other. It's just so hard to see. You know, you weren't super engaged during school, so I was a little bit worried, but it's great for yourself now. I have so many friends. You've been branching out, working on your mechanic skills.
Well, I had some friends, but they tended to get into a lot of trouble. These ones are my solid friends, you know.
Most of the time, Vu.
Most of the time.
Solid. Dewey is very well at staying out of trouble.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not like we've caused any PR disasters or anything.
No.
Of course not. I mean, if you were in the papers, we'd know. So
Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yep.
That is true.
Totally. Hey, Tony, where's Joe been? I haven't seen Joe in a while.
Doesn't he play
Joe's
sport?
got practice.
Oh yeah, he plays that what should I call it? The foosball?
Football. Yeah.
Football.
Yeah, he's always got the university shirts on.
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
play baseball, but I don't really know too much about the foosball.
What exactly is university?
It's like college or whatever. You go there after you go to high school, and you take classes or something.
I'm gonna need further definition of high school. We don't have that where I'm from.
Ah, yeah, no,
Of
they
course
make you
they
go and they make you
do.
do the math and the science and stuff, and
Oh,
it's so annoying.
I can't touch the science.
Yeah, you might not get a very good grade in that class.
oh, do you not like have a green thumb? I know what's that like. I tried growing flowers and it just was not,
I have
it's not working.
like, if green thumbs are for flowers, I would say silver thumbs are for technology. I don't have a silver thumb.
She's really good at biological sciences, not so good at the other kinds.
Mhm.
Mama DeMarco just raises an eyebrow at biological studies. Like, you're having
Jenna
some
meant that
I see.
innuendo. Roxy
Don't-
did not.
Don't worry, I don't
Elena
judge.
just eats her garlic bread. Nope.
Elena.
Not gonna clarify. Nope, it's fine.
Sophia just shrugs because it's also true, so it's fine.
Anyways, how's Pa?
You know, busy as usual, but he's doing good. He's
Good,
doing good.
good,
Work
good.
hasn't been too hard on him.
That's good. I might have to stop by the house later just to talk to him.
I'm sure he'd love to see you. And
Yeah.
you know, come around. We can do dinner. We can have maybe some dessert. Although if you got plans, maybe you don't want to fill up too much. But we
Yeah.
should all get together on Sunday, and we can get Grandpa Les and Gus over.
Oh yeah, Tony, you should make Joe come by for Sunday dinner. I'll bring the girls.
Yeah, so bring Joe, Tony. Bring Joe. Let's have like this big get. It'll be a party. We'll just have a big family party.
Does Joe or does Tony know about Joe? This is gonna be great.
I don't know. That's for you to find out. All right. I will enjoy the rest of the lasagna. I'm going to start planning for this big party we're having on Sunday. I have got a menu to prepare.
All right. Love you, Ma.
Love you too, Roxy. And then she gives both Roxy and Tony big, wet kisses on the cheek and pats Elena and Sylvia as she leaves. Be good now.
Of course. Never anything but.
The missing otherwise.
Okay.
Being a fly on the wall for this conversation is amazing.
Mama DeMarco, my new favorite NPC.
Oh, she's so great. Love her.
I just know things that are going on here, and I'm just like, I want to say, but I can't. It'll ruin it. I must be quiet.
Keep your secrets.
I know.
Speaking of secrets, though, as this group enjoys a very big lasagna lunch from Mama DeMarco, we shift back over to where Watchdog is now on the top of the tallest building in his nearby vicinity.
Why do they build them so high? Okay.
The narrator voice, they're gonna get
floors.
higher.
Few more floors. Let's go. And I will get to the top. We are going to do some sniffage.
Yes. Go ahead and unleash your powers.
Some frunk. Pop. Okay. Rolled an 8. I got a -1, so that's a 7.
Okay. Again, mark a condition, or I can tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I will go with the latter this time around.
Okay. I will say that because of how long it's been since whoever was moving through here came by, the trail is fading fast.
All right. Let's move. I'll make sure the mask is tightened on. I'll grab like the gutter of the building and just like slide down, and I am in hot pursuit.
Okay. Are you still trying to be sneaky here, or is it just...
If I'm losing it, I'm gonna break stealth somewhat.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
trying to lock
this
onto a
is-
stronger scent.
I would say with some of the wind that's coming through, it's really disrupting it. So there's no way that you can stay sneaky and keep following this trail.
Yeah, that's fair.
But you definitely catch the eye of some people as you're running through these streets, nose to the air.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. Just raises a confused hand.
Yep. It's Halcyon. This happens.
Yeah. I mean, people know of some people know about Watchdog, so you're not the most popular superhero, but you're not an uncommon
Solid
name.
C-lister.
Yeah. And you crisscross through these streets, getting farther away from the epicenter of this destruction, and get to another spot where you think you have lost the scent, but then you manage to catch it again, and it's having to scale another building. And when you get up to the top, you get a vague direction of the scent towards the western side of the city, but at that point you lose the trail. So you definitely have a solid, like, have narrowed down the area of where this was going, but don't have an exact location.
Hmm. Do I have like a good view of the west side of the city from where I'm at?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Does any place like stand out to me as like, well, obviously not like an obvious hideout, but like someplace that could potentially serve as like supervillain hideout? Like if they were flying, my first thought would be, do I see any like skylights or like open structures maybe?
Um, Go ahead and roll to assess the situation.
That's Siparon. So that's +1 for me. Woo! And thank goodness it's a +1. That brings that 6 to a 7.
Okay, you get to ask one.
Well, make it obvious. What here can I use to identify the, for lack of better terminology, vandal of City Hall?
Okay. Oh my god. What here can I use to determine the vandal of City Hall?
Or to locate.
Locate. Okay. I will say that you are looking for an area that is a bit more isolated. So probably like a huge apartment building isn't going to be your best bet. You want like a location that someone could either reasonably rent out or own, like maybe a small store or a small house or even a small warehouse, or somewhere where they might not be disturbed, like similar to the bunker where the team meetings happen, somewhere underground. So that will definitely help to eliminate some of the buildings in this area.
Isolated underground. Do I know if any of the tunnels that we usually use extend out here?
As far as like they would connect to another building to give access for someone else?
Not necessarily access for someone else, but just like what would I know of like Hecate's like underground presence here essentially? Like
okay.
I imagine like those tunnels took some level of construction on her part, so she might have some idea of what's like built underground around here.
Okay. I'd say probably a majority of the tunnels are designed for getting far enough away from the base before surfacing to keep people from pinpointing where exactly it's located. It's not so much as a secret tunnel network spanning all of Halcyon City, where you could, appear and disappear as your needs see fit.
That's the Mark II version.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's on this side there are definitely more single-story storefronts. There are a few smaller warehouses. There are a few like more squat apartment buildings that might have some basement accommodations.
Damn it, fine. And I will go ahead and grab my communicator. Try to tune it to echo.
Okay.
Boss? You there?
So I'm probably in sorry, somewhere between the museum and City Hall at this point.
Yeah,
Unless
I
you've
could
got
see
other
that.
thoughts.
I'd say that's reasonable.
I'd say I'd duck into an alley.
Joe's been running, or Watchdog's been running all over Halcyon at this point.
Echo here. What's up?
All right. I managed to get a scent on our little wrecking buddy. Not Calamity, if you're wondering. Different scent.
Appreciate the confirmation.
I don't suppose Hecate's got any records for what might be built underground.
Yeah. The tunnels run through all sorts of old subway systems, defunct things, Cold War Cold War hasn't happened yet. Sort of bunkers that were built during the height of the war.
All right. You got anything on West Side?
Anything I know about on West Side?
I'd say there is probably like just knowledge of city-built stuff or things that Hecate specifically commissioned. What are you trying to get after?
So Joe's Watchdog's intention seems to be to so what is your intention here?
Hasn't specifically said, but above table. His intention is to try identify specific locations that he can then check out under perhaps more stealthy appearance.
Okay, in that case, I think Cynthia would ask for clarification. Say, so probably, but it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a throughway, you're looking for a hiding place.
Hideout, more like it.
Hideouts, West Side.
I tracked our little wrecker out this way, on the West Side. Lost the trail, unfortunately, which leads me to the other thing I should probably tell you about.
Oh?
You remember Ballgown?
I do.
The wrecker broke him out.
Shit.
Yeah.
Ugh. Fucking incompetent. Okay.
It's made the tracking job a bit hard, but I managed to get out to West Side.
Okay, West Side. Hiding places. Goddamn.
They were traveling via her, which says to me that they need someplace isolated.
Via her? What, like the flying sort of?
That either they were flying or, I don't know, they got picked up by a helicopter or something.
All right.
Sent went straight up at one point.
Straight up. Okay, out of the way. Is there any place like that that Echo would know about?
Yeah, I'd say there's probably at least one safe house location, and Hecate probably has a warehouse that has been commissioned under the guise of Barnett Industries, but is more of a resource with supplies, bikes, that kind of thing. Extra, little tech gadgets that might be needed in the field.
All right. In terms of general hideouts, not sure. Stuff that Hecate has specifically, got a warehouse, got a safe house. Those places are security measured to the gills. So if they broke in there, we have a bigger problem. But it could be a good staging area. Like Calamity was saying, could do some scoping out. Personally, after what happened last time, I don't really want any of us to be facing them alone.
Nah, come on. Not gonna be that big of an issue for me. I'm at the warehouse.
Cynthia's thinking back to when Joe seemed very, very sure that he was not going to get hurt, but it's kind of like warring with her.
I feel like this is a provoke someone, where Joe is trying to get
Kind
Your
of,
watchdog is
yeah.
trying to get Echo to do what he wants.
Which above table is to give him a chance to prove that he's an effective combatant.
Above table, very interesting.
Provoke is superior. I'm using superior a lot tonight. Yeah. That's gonna be an 8.
Ooh.
Okay, on a 7 to 9, choose one. So, do you want the option to add a team to the pool or cause Echo to market condition?
I'm going to
Depending on
tempt
the
you with a
situation.
team to the pool because I don't think Watchdog is trying to be too aggressive with you in this particular instance.
I
This
think
is kind
that
of more of a,
Cynthia's
"Come on, I got this."
probably gonna go for that one. Say, okay, but be careful. Okay, so please don't engage them, but if you end up having to and it looks like it's gonna get serious, there's nothing wrong with getting help.
Copy.
I heard that eye roll. She gives him the location of the warehouse and gives him basically a temporary security code to get in. Since she was not kidding about Hecate's very, very paranoid.
Yes. Okay.
Roger.
Don't touch anything if you can avoid it. I don't know what's in there, and Hecate has some weird shit sometimes.
Sure.
All right. Keep me updated. I am going to be bringing the team out there for scouting tonight, probably, if you don't find anything. If you do, we'll be there earlier.
I'll keep eyes and ears out for you.
Stay safe. Echo out.
Watchdog out. Time to do something stupid.
Okay.
I'm very here for this.
It's about
Okay.
damn time.
Been too complacent for too damn long.
I'm about to do
But
something really
I do want to check in on how people are feeling time-wise tonight, since we are getting
Yeah,
close.
that was the other thing. I was like, I know some people have timeline.
I could do an hour
Good.
more probably.
Yeah, about the same for me.
Yeah, I'm a little tired, so I need to. I started scheduling morning clients, and it was dumb.
I mean, I could go longer. I do need to do the dishes at some point tonight. It is my night for it.
I can go like a half an
Okay.
hour before I gotta start making dinner.
Okay.
Yeah, another half an hour would
fair
probably
enough.
be
Okay.
for me.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Cliffhanger trouble.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say we'll see where we get then. We might have to cut things off in the middle of some stuff, but we'll make
I
it
fully
work.
expect that.
Okay, so Watchdog is headed to Hecate's safe house or warehouse.
I think I directed him to the warehouse.
Okay.
I am gonna head to the warehouse, as stealthy as I can now that I'm not immediately following a fast losing trail.
Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough to do. You're not currently under pressure at all. Did
Just
you have
like
something
approach
you'd
it.
like to say?
I imagine it like looks normal, like it's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
box standard
100%.
warehouse.
100%.
Huh. And I'll go ahead, since it is just like a normal warehouse in like a normal part of the city, I will actually go ahead and shift back to Joe and take off the mask real quick. Just so
Okay.
I'm not immediately standing out as
Yeah.
the wolf man in the room.
Okay.
And I'll come up to the door and just beep, 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 beep.
And the keypad flashes green, and you do hear a lock come undone.
Step inside. I'm assuming it's similar to the base's labs inside.
Somewhat. I'd say it's probably more like a. There might be a
Storage.
little workstation, but more of there's shelves of supplies here and an extra like couple of bikes, that sort of thing, and probably some medical equipment like bandages and stuff, or any sort of first aid that might be needed. And then if like something you need to make something up quick, there's a little bit of raw supplies that you can use to throw together something. But like in that case, best if you have any sort of intelligence, it's like, if I don't know what I'm doing, I should not be touching this.
Yeah. Probably not the raw materials, but the
Nope.
stuff in storage. If I may assess the situation,
Okay.
because I'm
Sure.
looking for something that can help me locate these folks.
Okay.
I'm
Roll
just
with
doing all the dice rolls
stupendous.
tonight.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. I rolled a 9, so with the +1, that's going to be a 10.
Okay, ask two.
Okay. First of all, what here can I use to locate our wrecker? And I forget now if I ask these at the same time or if I can wait for you to answer. Let me double check.
I think you can
Rules
wait.
die.
Cut back to another panel where it's just Sylvia, Roxy, and Elena eating lasagna.
Pretty much.
Is that like our lo-fi chill beast relax 2 screen? It's just
Oh my god.
Yes.
lasagna.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, I can't find it. All right, well, I'll
With a
check
big,
on
like,
it between
Set of
sessions.
flowers that keeps blooming more and then shrinking back in, and then
Yep.
blooming
Yeah.
more and shrinking back in.
I can't look too unnatural, but
Yeah, no. Okay. So you are looking for something that will help you locate the
Or Vandal.
vandal. I was gonna the not yet known rampage.
At least I presume it's Rampage. There's all those. I don't actually know as a
Maybe
player.
it wasn't. Who knows? I will say there is a say a little device that can detect. It's sort of like a machine that can a seismograph that can detect seismic activity, but more fine-tuned. So something that could key into the movement of someone with intense strength or power behind them and sends little odd tremors and shockwaves through the natural structure of the earth.
And I presume it's like to some degree portable.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
It's not really parsed down because it's not modern tech, so it's not like small enough to fit in your pocket. It's more of like you have to like strap this thing on, and it's this big like computer, and you have to put on a set of headphones, so it's very obvious and clunky. But
okay. Like a sort of like a old metal detector is what I'm thinking here.
yeah.
Okay. And then for my second question, what here? Well, how about this? How could I best end this quickly? And if you'll allow me, I'd like to corrupt that into what tool here seems like it would be best at just taking these two down.
Mm.
Ooh.
So perhaps more accurately,
Okay.
what here could I use to end them quickly?
I would say probably either on par with what was attempted in the last fight, or a more souped up version of a sticky grenade that acts as more of a
Hmm.
like a hardening plaster where it's liquid at first as it's dispelled, but as soon as it like is in contact with air for a second, hardens at a rapid pace to keep people in place.
Perfect. So I will go ahead and suit up with that. All right. Yeah. I'll keep him in the carrying cases for now. I presume I'm a fair distance away from my car at this point.
Oh yes, you have been traveling to and fro across this city.
Spending all day running back and forth.
Yep. I will say that just due to convenience sake and the need for subtlety in some cases, the makeshift seismograph can, like, in its casing, looks like just a chunkier backpack. So when you're just transporting it, you don't immediately draw suspicion.
Okay. Then I'll return to Watchdog, reapply the mask, and I will slip out. And I'm going to try to do a circuit of West Side and see if I can't pick up that scent again.
Okay.
I don't
Well.
necessarily need a trail this time, just like a little whiff. Just something
Okay.
to give me a point to start with this seismograph.
Well, while that's happening, Echo has a press conference to attend.
Yes.
You eventually meet up with... Remind me, are you in costume for this?
I think it's we're probably both in costume and we'll be defaulting to yeah, this looks worse if we're civilian. So I think we're probably both in costume and we'll be defaulting to the normal act if anyone sees us in the same room.
Okay. Now, I haven't heard it pronounced. So is her name Archaon?
I think it's Archaon. I'm not sure.
Archaon? Okay. So Echo and Archaon are on a very tall building near the greenery space by City Hall where this like makeshift podium has been set up and all of these huge camera crews from the news and other reporters are waiting for this press conference to start. And you can see in attendance is the mayor, the chief of police, and several city council members, one of which is John Evans.
Ah! Okay, you said
Yeah.
mayor, chief of police, and city council members?
Yes. Not all of the city council members, but a small gaggle of them.
Okay.
And eventually, as the clock basically like strikes the hour, the chief of police takes the stage and begins talking about how this has been a terrible wreck on the fair city and they're doing everything they can to find the culprit behind this. They do have some suspicions based on recent super activity that Calamity could be involved, but they have no concrete evidence at this point to form any sort of conviction and keeps kind of going on along those lines.
All right. I think we're going to be leaning into the telepathy. I want to scan everybody first on the stage to see if they've got any sort of surface level thoughts about knowing more than they're letting on. I believe that would be an unleash your powers.
I'd say for this amount of people in this kind of range, seems accurate. So,
and we've got Archaon on standby in case this goes terribly wrong.
On damage control.
All right, let's roll. It's not. So there's my. Living up to the gay name because I cannot do math apparently. It's on freak. Okay, that is barely a second.
Oh
With
boy.
the
So
add-on.
would you like to mark a condition, or would you like me to determine how it's unstable or temporary?
I will mark a condition for this.
Okay.
This
What condition
needs
are
to
you
work.
marking?
All right, let's see. Too many. Wait, is it my choice or your choice?
The condition, I believe it's your choice. Right, rules guy?
That is correct, I believe.
Okay. I think I was feeling a little bit afraid. She's not really sure what's going
Ooh.
on with this whole situation. This is risky business, doing this in broad daylight around people. She might get caught with somebody who's not necessarily on the right side. Her dad's there, so I'd say afraid is probably the most likely one.
I like it. I like it. Alrighty. You begin to scan this crowd of people, and you start with the chief of police since he's the one giving this speech, and a lot of his surface thoughts are just like, okay, let's just gotta make a good impression, let them know we're doing everything we can. We've got the situation under control, even though we really have no fucking clue what's going on. Just give calm demeanor, let them think their safety is secured and assured, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And then moving over, so you probably swing over the city council members initially, and there's a bit of a mix. Some of them are really convicted towards superheroes and are just like, it can't be Calamity. I mean, she's been on the good side. This team's like really up and coming. We need superheroes to keep supervillains at bay and fight the good fight. And then you hit your dad, and he's just like, those goddamn superheroes. Like, this is why we shouldn't let them roam freely. This is why we should keep a lock on everyone with powers, and should prevent future disasters like this from happening. And then you get to the mayor.
Ooh.
He has an outward demeanor of being calm and collected, but internally, he's just like, he is initially just repeating the word accelerant in his brain, and it's just like, I knew this was gonna fucking bite us in the ass. We have to get a handle on this situation before it gets worse. We can't let this information get out.
Excusez-moi.
It's like, I am writing this down.
Yeah.
Mayor Stanley's got secrets. I love how you can tell who's taking notes and who's not, because everybody's heads down writing notes, and I'm just like,
Cynthia just breaks the connection, kind of just turns to look at her. Well, Echo breaks the connection, turns to look at Archeon. The mayor knows something about accelerant. Says, we can't let this get out. That's fucking concerning.
Oh.
I very much need to go talk to the boss lady. What'd you write, Maria?
What's on the sticky note?
I
notes?
wrote Echo's dad is a dick. Not new.
That is an accurate
That's
summary.
a good note to write. I
It
love
says
it.
mayor involved.
Yeah,
I wrote
love
something
this.
important.
Your
but
notes
also-
are amazing, and I love
They're
them.
fantastic.
My previous
Um,
notes were Roxy can't spell accelerant, and I spell accelerant wrong, so I can't spell accelerant either.
So it also wasn't Elena.
Yeah, so
Help
we
us
know
figure
it's
it
not
out.
me.
Yeah, that's how you know it's not you. If you can't spell accelerant, then a free pass. You're totally fine.
I don't know if Sylvie can spell at all, so
So
Okay. So yeah,
none of us
then,
can spell an accelerant except for
Archeon
Jensen.
Archeon just kind of just smirks and says, "Well, glad I could help, I guess.
Well,
Want me to
What
break
was-
in somewhere?"
What's the messiness you had in mind?
And she says, the usual studio. And I'd imagine it's like somewhere you've been before, where
Alright.
art stuff happens.
Fuck it. Yeah, we're not gonna know what the mayor's up to soon, but I need to message the boss lady first.
Fine, take care of
If-
your job duties.
I mean, you want me to tell her that you told me not to tell her?
She
Would
said
that
duty.
really come as a surprise?
No, it would not.
Floating
I'm
dog
at no
head.
fault in this situation.
Void dog.
Yes.
Floating
Spoon.
dog head.
Are you one with the void?
I'm like,
Yes.
yes.
It's the mutton. The mutton makes him.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So
famous. You want hot
Echo
dog? Yeah,
Echo
okay.
queues up the communicator and messages to Hecate.
What you got?
Some lovely brain scans. The mayor knows something about accelerant. Says something will bite them in the ass about it. They should have known that it would, and they can't let it get out.
That is a great piece of information to have, but also something that's going to be incredibly difficult to follow up on.
You're not incorrect. I mean, probably takes some. Need a solid plan here. Can't go into this half-cocked.
I would agree. I think it is about time to reconvene with the team.
Well, it's broad daylight. Roxy's at the Calamity's at the shop. Watchdogs following up on a lead out on
West side.
Out on the west side. Possibly going to get himself in trouble.
That's
As-
okay.
He says he can handle it. So either he proves himself right or he proves himself wrong. And then we handle it. Or I handle it, I suppose.
Just like you always do. And I'd say she is probably,
Trying to shift my labels.
yeah,
Yeah,
Probably-
that
Hey,
tracks.
that sounds like a label shift to me.
shifting. Definitely shifting danger down. And probably superior up.
Hmm.
Sounds
See.
all right.
Oh yeah, that tracks. Given her labels and such. I think Cynthia's actually going to take that one.
Okay.
So,
Especially
well,
since she's afraid right now, so she's not really feeling the danger label.
while they're doing that, Roxy's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, I just thought of this really good idea to clear my name, right?"
God.
'Cause-
There we go.
Yep.
Here we go. Because Valkyrie, you can shapeshift. You could shapeshift into the bad lady. The gal, Icy Hot, right? And then you, Elena, you could like hide, right? And like we could make it look like the bad Icy Hot lady is throwing shit around, right? With your anti-gravity powers, we can act like she's doing it, and then I'll catch the things. And I'll save the day. This is a perfect plan. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
But what if they want us to arrest Valkyrie?
I'll shape
Well,
shift
then
into a mouse.
Valkyrie
It's
will
fine.
go away fast.
But then we let somebody go.
What do
we
you
let
mean?
we let the bad guy escape.
Oh shit. I
Well,
can't-
just me, but like I'll be like, well, because I didn't have my team, I had to stay and protect the people, you know? Like we could do it at rush hour so there'll be all the people out to see, you know? Nothing could possibly go wrong with this idea. And then Echo will be so proud of us for dealing with our own PR nightmare.
By making another one.
Okay.
You see, the way to solve a problem is to create a bigger problem, and then you don't have the first problem, but you end up in a recursive cycle of problems.
Yeah.
But technically, I solved the first problem.
Technically. Well, the three of you can mull over that. Wonderful idea. Before we head into the end of session stuff, since that usually takes us a little bit, once again, we have our cross-panel preview. This time of someone walking across the floor, and you see the skirt of a white ball gown before a gloved hand picks up another machine gun looking device. And then there's a speech bubble from someone off screen, which says, Halcyon City has a big storm coming. And the woman in the ball gown sighs and turns around and sort of like, it's sort of like cocking a gun, but a little, it's bulkier and not entirely the same mechanic or purpose. And she just says, it was a storm of their own making. And then we have a little to be continued tag.
I'm stealing all of her shit. Just saying.
So,
How dare you be hotter than me?
Well,
She's
no, I'm
not.
just-
Don't worry.
No, now I'm just
Sylvia, you're definitely
determined to
hotter
destroy
than
her
her.
reputation. It's fine.
That's what my plan is. I feel like Sylvia's on board with the plan.
well,
Maybe a little bit.
Then you can disappear into the crowd and like take your regular face, like take a different face, and like then it'll be like you never were there, you know?
Yeah, pretty much. So I do have a question, and now as we're getting to the point of like end of session moves where we're almost, some of us are to the point where like growing closer to the team or anything is going to just meet, like, is not an option unless they grew away from the team first. So does that mean you're giving influence in the way that they can shift your labels, or is that
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. What essentially will be happening if you decide that you grew closer, if you select someone that you already that already has influence over you, they just then get to shift your labels by their choice.
okay?
So you don't have to give it to somebody new.
I was about to say the only one I have left is you, and unfortunately we did not
You weren't
interact
there.
this
Yeah, we didn't
session.
interact
Yeah.
at all. So that wouldn't
Okay.
make any sense. So by all means, choose someone else. Just realize that they then get to adjust your stats.
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
no.
Yeah.
Everyone has influence over Roxy at this point, so
Yep.
It's true.
just everybody.
Except Roxy doesn't have any influence over her, so
You can't.
I give myself influence over myself.
I mean, there's
Great
kind of one
choice.
playbook that can do that, but we're not playing with that.
that's just a whole different rules.
Yeah, whole different setup.
We haven't even learned these rules yet.
True.
Does anyone have any initial thoughts and want to go first? Okay.
I'll start. I'm actually thinking, ironically, despite being away from them for the entire session, I think Joe's feeling a bit closer because Echo actually trusted him. So I will say I grew close to the team, and I will give influence to Echo.
Okay.
Ooh,
Um
okay.
And I will go ahead and mark my first friggin' potential because I just can't seem to fail rolls.
wait. Let's see. Goes there.
Cynthia almost has. Oh, she can't collect them all because she can't have herself.
Mm-hmm.
You've collected everybody.
Congrats.
Okay, deck
Alrighty.
4.
Who's next?
I'll say Elena has also grown closer to the team. She didn't really do anything superhero-y, so there was no time to grow into her own self. I'll give influence to Sylvia.
Ooh,
Since
okay.
we've spent the whole
The entire
day.
day.
The
You had
entire
a nice lasagna.
many
lunch.
entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I give influence to Mama DeMarco actually?
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
can actually.
Can we
That
all
is-
give influence to her
Yeah.
because her
Yeah.
Wait, can
lasagna
we?
was amazing.
I
That
mean,
is
adults. Technically, adults automatically have influence over
Yeah.
people younger than them.
Oh.
You could let her shift your labels.
Yeah.
Your
but that
danger
is-
going up.
That is actually something that's worth noting here. You decide when influence is earned over your character, and that can be at any time for any reason. So
Huh.
if you have like a really significant interaction with another NPC and you're like, yeah, they would gain influence over me, say that. Like it can apply.
Oh,
Okay.
well, she's already an adult, so I guess then technically she already had influence over me.
I mean, she
Could be
can
a shift.
I can shift your labels.
yeah, sure. We'll go
Okay.
with Mother
So-
DeMarco. That's an interesting turn of events.
Sylvia does not have influence over you then. So let me pull up my OneNote
Do you need
here.
my labels?
Let me see.
I mean, she can select a
She
shift, and if your
would-
labels are there already, it might.
She
reflect a
would
conversion.
shift your, just based on that interaction, would shift your mundane up and your freak down.
Damn it, Freak's the one I use.
That is something that's going to happen a lot in this game.
Yeah.
The stat that you use is generally the one that the playbook does not want.
Yeah.
It's an interesting little like tug of war here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I'm gonna. Do I get to get a thing? No, she shifted my labels. That's my reward, isn't it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, you also
Well-
choose.
Oh, I get the potential or
yeah,
the
you
condition.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
and
keep
did you
my
select an
condition.
NPC?
Yeah, I did.
I think you need to choose a teammate for the move. Let me double check.
Do I?
For what?
Hang on, the basic moves.
For indecession.
It
Influence.
says just give influence to a character
Yeah,
and
to
clear a
that
condition or
character.
mark
Oh,
potential.
yeah, sure enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep my condition, whatever my condition is. It's somewhere in here, and then I'll take another potential.
Okay. Who's next?
No, I think it's Sylvia, and she definitely has grown closer to the team. But I do think again it's gonna be Mama DeMarco gets the opportunity to shift her.
I love this.
She provided us with sustenance.
We love her. She invited us to family dinner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
got
mean-
invited to family dinner at this point. Like,
Yeah, once again, she would shift your mundane up and your freak down.
okay.
I should just
Roxy has the most
clip
likable
that
family.
whole conversation.
Just put it on a soundboard.
You can just use it as our promo. I just upload it to YouTube.
Mama
It's just
DeMarco.
there's just the sound clip. Shift your mundane up and your freak down.
Question. So
Yes.
for growing closer to the team, it's that if you give influence to an NPC, that results in like an automatic label shift.
Depends upon the NPC.
If they're adults.
It's
Yeah,
so
adults
if
automatically
They're
they
younger than you, you know.
if they already have influence over you, it results in a label
okay.
shift. Adults by default have influence unless you reject it.
Okay.
So you can have adults lose influence over you, but they automatically have it because of the age range, the age difference.
Funnily enough, that does
okay.
include villains, but in your case, you did reject Ballgown's influence, so she does not have influence over you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I can go. I'm gonna pick grow closer to the team, but for a broad definition of team. So I wasn't actually expecting Sarah to go along with that, but I'm glad that she did. So it's been a while since she and Cynthia have really hung out, so I'm going to give her influence over Cynthia, probably for the proliferation of bad decisions.
Love it. Love it.
So you're friends with a criminal.
Yeah.
And also, what the hell is normal? I caught that.
Guilt by
Yeah.
association is not guilt, okay?
I think that's called being an accomplice.
Only if you were there for the crime.
What is normal? That is the question. All right. I am actually going to use that. I'm going to use that to clear afraid because now that we have a lead, Cynthia feels a little bit more stable in her footing.
Okay.
Yeah,
That leaves you, Jenna.
All right. So Roxy feels like she grew closer to the team. Even though she really wanted to go solve it right away by going to the papers and being like, that makes no sense. Why would I do all this? I know I'm destructive, but I'm not that destructive. This is intentional destruction. Mine's like collateral damage, you know? I only damage shit while I'm trying to save things, okay? It's an accident. You can't be mad if it's an accident. I mean, you can, but all right. So, but she did feel supported by like Valkyrie and Elena. And I mean, like her mom's always like that. So like that wasn't really like special.
It's not new for her, yeah.
Yeah. Like her mom's always like super supportive and like, oh yeah, I'm so proud of you. Like, I know, right? She has parents that are proud of her. It's so fucking crazy. What is this sorcery? And so she's gonna give Sylvia influence again because Sylvia was like there right away and like explaining things. So you have to shift my labels. And I would have said like it was tie between you both, but like Elena already has the special influence, so like yeah.
Now, I will point out here, Calamity, don't say your labels. Because Valkyrie, you can entirely choose a shift that could inflict a condition.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know for when because eventually we're all just going to be shifting everybody's labels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we start using this influence.
That is something you can do. You can take advantage of influence to get a bonus on a roll.
Yeah. I think I'm going to shift Savior up with that idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say Superior down.
Yes. That's what I wanted.
All right.
Perfect. It's like you read my mind.
The hive mind's at work again.
Yeah,
I know.
The hive
cables
mind
are connected.
strikes again. But that's yeah, we've got some interesting stuff to resolve next week. I am excited.
I'm gonna get myself killed.
Yeah, well, I'm going to cause an even larger PR disaster. So,
Oh no.
and also,
that
I just want to point out to everyone that I get a +1 to do this because it will frustrate Echo, and she's my rival. So I get a +1 doing anything that will frustrate my rival.
and you get a
why we love you.
+1 to getting both me and Elena to going along with anything.
I also get a +1 to impress my love.
That is true.
Which is me.
I forgot you also get that +1.
Yeah.
I feel like this game of fake the bad guy, be the fake savior is gonna work
And I mean, Sylvia's destroying someone's reputation further.
Oh boy.
And it's a trick.
You
Well-
left us unsupervised, Watchdog and Echo.
I was about to say, I
Left
feel like
us
we let the
unsupervised.
chaos trio loose.
We will
Yeah.
see how all of this resolves itself next week. For now, thank you everyone for joining us. I was happy to get a little deeper into whatever is going on here in Halcyon City. So have a good night, and we will see you back here next week. I know you can't see me waving, but trust that I am doing it.
I
Bye-bye.
waved twice for you.
Bye.
Live your life with